probably run. I wonder if Mint would work on it, so that would probably work really well, actually. Oh, I gotta sign into Twitch.
I think I sent
I
you
don't wanna
guys the
see
Video
ads.
Ninja also.
Yeah, it's working.
What was I gonna... Oh yes, that's what I was gonna look at.
Yay. There, so there's that. I need to go grab a beef stick. Beefcake. So, my mother-in-law, for her baby shower, decided to get gifts from, you know, T3PO, my unborn son, Taylor. And in this was phone, cell phone holder.
You getting him a cell phone already, huh? Not even out of the womb yet.
No, that's not gonna. No, this got it for me. The the nerd that is Tom.
Yes. No, you guys aren't in the shop anymore, are you? I mean, you might go back in there, but you're not in there. I think you're actually back at the estate.
Yes, I'm pretty sure.
We went back to the estate at the end of the last session.
Yep, and it's about 3 o'clock at the end of the last session.
Yep.
From what you told me, so.
Yeah, afternoon.
No, you said about 3 p.m.
Yeah, it's one of the. That's what I mean, afternoon.
Yeah.
Well,
3 p.m. is afternoon.
Well, that's why I kept saying that.
Oh, come on.
Ooh, there's a background.
I was trying to be funny.
I actually like that background. Okay, well, I'm just gonna quickly adjust these videos, even though we're live.
Yeah, that's just a little off.
Just a little.
So, Rory, did you see the news for Dragon Forge Games here in Brainerd?
Nope.
The Miles family bought it.
The Miles and Staples?
That
seems weird.
No, not.
Must be a different family.
Yeah, a different family. But I was talking with him. He was actually one of my groomsmen at when Emily and I got married.
Really?
And he may be running like a Christian-based D&D games.
Wait, which one was your groomsman?
At my wedding, Tim Miles.
Okay, because ironically, I saw that post on Facebook, and Xavier was my old employee at Grandview Lodge.
Yeah, I've known that family for a very, very long time.
So really odd that there's a Miles that you know who bought that place and might run a Christian session. The Miles I know
would not.
Probably would not, but they're also Christian. So it was funny. That's why I was like, Miles.
Yes.
I don't know, because Melissa's husband.
Yes,
I could see him doing that.
Maybe. Oh, Melissa's husband, yeah.
Oh no, because
but not Roy and Kathy.
Miles.
Yeah.
Wait, I know a Melissa Miles. She married Tim. She goes by Missy.
Yeah.
So maybe we are.
Is that her husband's name? I don't know.
I think she.
That'd be super ironic.
That.
Melody's sister, Missy.
So yeah, it'll be interesting. Once I get settled in, I may go see if I can find an excuse once a month to.
Yeah, it's only
maybe
30 minutes from me. It's not that far from you.
Yeah, It's not like I also don't have a bazillion and one things going on. I think our countdown to baby coming is 74 days.
There is no difference in your day to day after the baby. Everything stays exactly.
Oh yeah, just everything's
I'm
gonna be
sure,
100.
you know, it will be totally normal.
It's like getting a dog, right?
Wow.
You just stick them in
Are you
the
saying I can be
pen.
normal?
As evidenced by all of the muting of us that we have to do to take care of our dogs. So simple.
Yep.
The only thing simple about me is my joke book. And even then. But no, yeah, we're under 2.5 months.
Yeah.
And
Exciting.
I'm literally at a standstill because I'm waiting. My brother-in-law was gonna help me redo the plumbing, and he's got pulled into a different direction. And we need to finish the plumbing in order to finish the downstairs bathroom so we can move downstairs. Because that's got all the, you know, the washer and the dryer and the nice walk-in shower that we're putting together. Because I really don't feel like falling my butt. As funny as that may be.
So we are now at that time. It is 4:15. We can go ahead and hop right on into it. We'll go video live right now. I am excited to see how impromptu I can be today, because I'm only slightly better off than I was a month and a half ago with knowing what you guys are going to do. So we will see where this all goes. I tried to prep a lot of different possibilities and not over prep at the same time. So we'll see how it goes. And let's go ahead and... I think the last time you guys did introductions. So Tom, how about you give the recap and we'll hop right into it.
Okay, so as I was telling the group, I had a hard time writing last session's recap because of how the group was split. We had everyone except for Vantilord in the Arcane Vault starting off. We had Vantilord going to the Temple of Father, you know, the Dawn Father. And pretty much what happened is the group that was in the Arcane Vault, they met with Aldrich. They could tell he was a very, very, very old human. He went over like the different types of good he had, such as tuning forks, things that teleport us, potions of healing, different types of armor, resistance stuff. And as we were talking about teleporting, he's like, well, and going to the plane of fire, he was trying to upsell items such as the amulet of planar travel, which some of the group members are like, hey, this is way overpriced. And he's like, well, I can sell for whatever I want because people come through here. But he also stated that the tuning forks required attunement to the different planes. Aldrich also told him about the helmet transportation, infernal robes, potions of many different types of resistances, summoning scrolls for elementals. The list went on and on. Raja actually sold some stuff back to Aldrich, and then throughout the rest of their interaction, he was kind of watching Aldrich for places to potentially pickpocket and steal some goods, which was kind of funny to watch him play out. And finally, Cricket asked about the red gems, saying, hey, can we reuse them? And Aldrich was like, well, have you tried doing, one of two different spells? See if that works. Which none of us have those spells, so it's like, okay, whatever. Vantilord, on the other hand, still in his mental breakdown, went to the temple, kind of arguing with himself. Mother Sarah at the temple is watching Vantilord as he's pretty much talking to this deity, saying, why won't you work? What's going on? Kept her distance though, and finally came up to him. Vantilord went over the visions that he's having, ones where he's had like feelings of strength and power. Finally asked her about the ring he's wearing, and she came back and said, yeah, that ring's nothing but evil. Doesn't know who it is, and which Vantilord proceeded to insult her. Very, very paladin-like, right? And finally, he's, after just being in pure anger, he left not only the temple, but the city walls and just flat out yelled at the deity. She finally said, who are you to want to know my name? I don't know you anything. Vantilord just continued to insult her, and she goes, you made a deal with me. You're a soul for everyone else's, and that's the reason why I freed everyone else's. He passed out, woke up, who knows how long later, just lots of anger, went to the Arcane Vault to meet everyone else, and was picking up some gear and definitely very rude towards the attendant, bought what he wanted to, and just walked out. The rest of the group finally went through the rest of their interaction, and pretty much we left at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, mid-afternoon, and went back to the estate.
And this is 3 o'clock on. This is day 2 now, right?
Yeah.
So later this evening,
it's
stuff will be.
Day 1.
It is still day 1.
Day 1.
Yeah.
Yep,
Okay.
It'll be.
But I think we kind of decided last time that we were gonna wait until day 2 so we could get our stuff
Right,
from
because that's when everything else will be finished.
Gum and the armor and everything. Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Oh,
So
yeah, Van
it
Lord,
is-
That's where he went. He went to the tavern and said, "Feed me until you can no longer feed me." So Vantelord's actually in the tavern. Everyone else is in the estate.
Correct. And it being midday, 3 o'clock.
Yep.
Back at the estate, Cedric has very much reclaimed his estate. It's been very much put back into order, and he is starting to even get back into various different books and seeing where things basically were left off so he could get everything back on track. So you see him scurrying around as well as the other individuals. The little child is at play like he was when you first encountered him. And there are the 4 of you. What are the 4 of you doing?
Well, if I see
You're muted,
that there's-
Jubilee.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay, I'm glad because I was just saying to any of you like hear the insanity through my mic right now. That is my 2 dogs sprinting around my house. Okay, good.
Okay, you were saying?
I was just saying that if I see that everybody is kind of settled in, I'm just gonna go up to Cedric and thank him kind of for hosting us. And like, obviously we're appreciative of you opening up your home to us here in the estate, and I'm not sure quite yet what our plans are, but I think we'll probably have to be on our way tomorrow. So if there's anything that you need from us, tonight might be the last night that we can help you if there's anything else.
Well, my place is pretty much back into order. Seeing where my business was left off and any kind of outstanding tasks that need to be taken care of, but all this time later, probably not much of anything is left. Fresh start, so to say. As far as what you could do, well, I don't know. I guess at this time, all I can say is if you ever find yourself back in this area, you're more than welcome to come by. Let's see. Are you sure you don't want to stay?
I mean, if I didn't think that the fate of the world needed me to leave, then I would happily stay. but I think we've been pulled into something that requires us to take care of it pretty quickly here.
I see.
But maybe we'll find our way back this way afterwards, or, depending on what happens.
Yes. Do be careful. Sounds like whatever it is, it's pretty intense.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that it's the simplest of things. Are other people around, or is it just I guess I don't know where Jubilee, Raja, and Ryder are, or not Ryder, but Rihu. Are you guys nearby?
I believe so.
I would definitely be there, yeah.
Then when Cedric asks, or says something about our safety, I'm just gonna give a knowing look to you all with the fact that we might end up in the plane of fire and or fighting a lich, just normal safety things.
Definitely super safe.
Definitely safe, yeah.
Never been safer in any of our whole lives.
Well, with some of the stuff I've seen you all do, especially you, weird speaking dead person, but each of you seem to have some different quirks and uniquenesses that I'm sure will come in handy. You got us out, and I mean,
You know, I'm gonna be honest. That was not a guarantee, so I'm glad that we did.
yeah, me too. Me too.
It could have been really bad.
Yeah.
Although I don't know. I mean, it's kind of like you giving me a new chance just to have it stripped away again, I guess.
Wait, why?
Well, if y'all fail,
Oh.
Well,
Well, it's not.
I mean,
It's not gonna happen.
you know, I went from like stable doom to uncertain doom.
but I mean, even if something does go wrong here, hopefully y'all are safe here. It seems like this place has some good leaders and protection in place, especially since it's a fort. You know, so
Yeah.
but I would say do what you can to, you know, have some evacuation plans just in case.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say have some faith in us, but I suppose
Oh.
evacuation plans
I
are
mean,
good too.
you know, yeah, and also have faith in us, sure, yes, but also maybe some evacuation plans.
I
A go
see.
bag, if you will.
Always a good break day when the adventurers themselves don't have faith in themselves. So, yeah. Evacuation
we
plan.
We for sure have faith in ourselves. We're just not like the most certain about where we're going or what we're doing, but we know it'll be fine when we get there.
Always good to have an adventuring group that doesn't have a plan.
I
He
mean,
just
hey,
keeps giving these witty comments like,
Yeah. Listen, Cedric, it worked for you, right? You know, so
oh yeah. Yeah, it worked well for me.
no, I'm saying
got any
for
cheese?
for getting you out. Oh my gosh. Well, I think are we just hanging out here for the rest of this evening?
I mean, this is my place, so yes, I'm going to.
I'm looking at Jubilee and the others.
We might as well get a night's worth of rest in before we go and try to save the world.
Yeah. Do we know where Vantalord went?
I mean, you know that he stormed off. I don't know if you know he's at the tavern.
Anybody see where Vantalord went or no? Do we just he seemed kind of weird. Did he seem weird to you all as well?
Does he ever not seem weird to you?
Okay, extra weird. Weirder than
Extra
normal.
weird, definitely. He seems angry.
Yeah, I agree.
Like uncharacteristically cranky. Like he's always a little cranky, but it's usually just because he's hangry.
Right. Even this morning, you know, we were trying to joke and stuff like that with him, and he was like in some sort of mood. And then I feel like it was way worse when he came to the shop earlier.
I don't know. I mean, he's been, I guess the right word is like struggling with his relationship with his deity. So maybe he just had a bad connection, or like they said something that made him nervous. Maybe he got bad news about what's going to happen when we get wherever we're going. Who knows?
What do you mean? Like that your deity tells you stuff like that?
I don't know. I have voices in my head that tell me weird stuff all the time.
I mean, do you think maybe I feel like you of all people could kind of relate to him because of your own relationship with your person?
Yeah, I think I could try to talk to him when we
Yeah.
find him and see what he's
I just
feeling.
don't know how to necessarily relate to struggles with a being of higher power that you're trying to talk to because I don't experience that. But maybe you can help him.
I can for sure try. If he's willing to talk to me about it.
Yeah, that's a big if.
We established that I don't have the scar on my hand anymore, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Well, yeah, I wonder if that might be helpful, especially if we are going to be leaving here and adventuring on tomorrow, we probably want to make sure he's in a good headspace for that.
Yeah, good spirits, not necessarily necessary, but good headspace, focused, definitely necessary.
Right.
I'd agree. I think the next few days are going to be some of the most important days.
Why, is it your birthday?
For what we're about to do.
Oh, I guess it's pretty important. I just thought maybe it was a holiday or something. It's just like another day of travel.
Just a smidgen. Just a smidgen.
Do you, any of you have, I mean, you're walking into this situation, any ability to look into the future? I don't know what you all do, so, you know.
I don't think I have any, yeah, I definitely don't have any powers like that.
No. That's a bummer. Best of luck.
Yeah. Do you?
Nope.
Well,
I can tell you what a magical item is here and there, but, nope.
I wonder if we
Nothing like
could
that.
go and buy like
can-
a crystal ball real fast.
I can tell you if that plant is edible or not, but
Also, very important though.
you know,
Fair
it
enough.
is important, but it does not tell me what to do in the future. You said you have a crystal ball, Jubilee?
No, we should get one.
Do you know how to use that?
No.
Right. So we should just get it.
Yeah, and then hope for the best.
Right. Okay.
The dog started the robot vacuum. I can't.
Well, I suppose at least for me, Cricket will just hang at the estate, waiting for Vantalord to get back, and really just kind of chilling until the next day, since we can't really do anything till then.
All right. What about Raja and Rihu? And Jubilee. What are the three of you doing before we hop over to Bantalord?
I'm watching the last session to figure out which weapons I bought from the store. Because I forgot to write it down.
I mean, I'm satisfied with what I've purchased and everything, so I am just kind of, yeah, I'm gonna relax before maybe times get a little more stressful.
Right.
Take the little moment of peace.
Yeah, I probably do about the same. I'll just keep an ear out for when Vantalord gets back so I can try to talk to him before we go to sleep for the night.
All right. All right.
Perhaps he ducked away to somewhere to get food or drinks or something. He's always talking about that. If you wanted to try and find him.
That's true. Is there like an inn pub situation anywhere close
Oh
by?
yeah, there was that place that was taking in all the people. I don't know if they're still serving stuff or not. Isn't that where we were yesterday? Weren't we just there yesterday? Like
Yes.
last night? That's where
Yep.
we met the wizard lady and the soldier captain person
Yes.
that was there. I don't know if there are others though. Maybe there's more than one.
Well, I wish I could send him a message.
Well, I mean, you
alas,
could.
I cannot.
It's not that far away. You could walk there.
I guess I could just go over and if he's not there, I could just get a snack. I'll head over there.
And Raja, are you just hanging out at the estate?
While he
Raja's gonna go
remembers
to
everything
the-
he bought.
Raja's gonna go mess around and attune to the items that he has
All right.
acquired in one way or another.
Sounds good. All right. Jubilee, as you start to make your way out of the estate and across the square over to the inn, you see that you know, there's been a lot of people chipping in and doing work, but the amount of destruction, damage to buildings, even just the so at times it's extremely silent, and other times it's just the massive amount of damage that you're seeing as you finally make your way over to the inn, and you enter in. Do you enter into the inn?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. You enter in, and it's a very similar scene as before. It's a bit more organized, a bit more laid out as far as people in either rooms or quarantined off into sides, and then there's clearly an area open for people to still come and get meals. You see a lot of the people that are working are actually doing just that. And it's not too hard. It takes a moment with the amount of people there, but you eventually do see Vantalord. Vantalord, what are you doing?
Well, I'm kind of at a table as, you know, in a corner, just trying to be away from people, but you can tell that I am, at this point, you know, I told the tavern keeper, you know, feed me until you can't feed me anymore. You know, laid down I think 50 to 100 gold. So she's probably gonna come up to a dwarf being a dwarf, eating everything and drinking everything in sight as he's just growling at himself.
I will, against my better judgment, try to come up behind him and put my hand over his eyes.
If you look, hey.
Oh,
Also, if you look in that spreadsheet, you're gonna find the item there too, minus the frostbrand.
there's only one person that would be that dumb. Jubilee, what's up?
I'll resend it to you, but it's the spreadsheet.
How did you know that already?
I've come to the spreadsheet.
Yeah, there's another one. I'll send it to you.
But where's the book?
I don't know what book
You're the
looking
only
for.
one crazy enough that would do that to a dwarf.
I thought that was the dungeon master's guide.
I guess that's fair. It's probably pretty dangerous, but that's less dangerous than what I feel like you're probably going through right now. So I came to talk to you if that's okay.
I wanted to look at both. He's also got the reader shirt.
Probably a good idea.
Could I sit?
I don't know, can you? Is your mother here to tell you otherwise?
Ha! That would be nice if I knew if I had one of those or not.
But I'll sit.
That was, yeah, I apologize. That was an insensitive joke. Shouldn't take my frustration out on you, but I have a feeling I did, you know, inadvertently throughout the day.
I think it was really less me than it was everybody else a little bit. But we just are all a little bit worried about you because you are uncharacteristically grumpy lately, and we just wanted to make sure that everything is okay.
Truth be told, I don't think so. Told by the priestess at the temple that whatever this ring is pure evil. Can't take it off anymore at all. I've got a deity that won't even tell me the name and says that I made a deal with her. But I don't remember signing anything.
Well, wait, so you can't take the ring off at all?
Nope. Back
What
to-
happens if you try to pull it off? Like your whole finger comes off?
Oh, it doesn't move at all. It's stuck in one place. Pretty much the most I can do is twirl it around my ring finger.
And is that something that this deity said that they gave to you, or?
Mm-hmm. I mean, I went to the temple when you guys went to the arcane vault. I was talking to the priestess, and I spent a lot of time in temples. Trying to find my center. But right now I don't feel like I have a center. Have you ever had a time where you don't feel like you've had a patron that you can talk with, or a family member or whatnot?
Well,
It's kind of
it's hard to say because all I really remember is always having one.
well, trying to communicate with this new deity. And it's weird not having someone that wants to answer back. And also, it's even weirder saying that she's the one that gave me all the strength and the power that I have, and I'm sitting here going, but I've trained for this for years. Long before I met Rihu and Raja. I mean, after talking with Mother Sarah, I was angry. And against my better judgment, I left the city walls and I went out to the woods, past where we fought those, whatever those devilish hellhounds were. I have no better description for them. And you ever hear a dwarf yell? Yeah. Also sucks when you're trying to figure out who you're serving, and they won't even tell you your name.
Did they say why?
Nope, just that who am I to ask questions?
And you don't remember ever being involved in a time that might have insinuated that you were making a deal with some kind of deity or anything?
The only thing I can think of is back before we met you, we were at that cursed circus, and I took that ring and started trying to free those souls that were held captive by those contracts I've told you about.
Well,
Supposedly this deity said that that's when I made the deal with her.
do you think maybe it was like a trade? Like yours for all of theirs or something like that?
I'm guessing so, because that's what she said. And at this point, it's been weeks since I've had a good meal and some good meat and rum, and kind of just want to drink and eat it away.
Did she is she making a joke when she says that she won't tell you what her name is? Like if I were somebody's deity, I'd be like, you have to guess it. Haha. Like, is she trying to be funny?
I don't think so.
Well, does she seem nice?
I don't think I would put the word nice on it. I could definitely tell that she has a lot of power behind her. And definitely is demanding authority.
You could maybe see it as a good thing. Like, I know when I woke up and I was serving the Raven Queen, I don't remember ever making any type of pact with her other than she kind of said that she was going to save my life, and I kind of leaned into it because I knew that without her I wasn't going to make it. So maybe she's showing up when you really need somebody to take a little bit of control.
And I think that's what I'm struggling with, because I know we're at a major point in. I mean, as a group, we're trying to decide: do we go back to where all this began, or do we go to the plane of fire and risk everyone losing there? And I don't want someone just coming in randomly and just saying, I'm taking over your body.
Well, they don't take over your whole body. Unless she does, I don't know. Mine doesn't do that. What was your relationship like with your last deity? Were you two like, were you close? Did you talk to them a lot? Like, did you get responses from them a lot?
I was able to quite a bit. One of the reasons, though, you know, the last vision I had of Epsu, he asked why I was leaving him, and I was like, you know, it was time for me to forge my own path. A lot of family lineage decided to serve him, but I felt it was time that I needed to figure out who I was and not just lean on the name of my father and my grandfather.
So maybe this is a push in the direction to be more of who you are, instead of who other people expect you to be.
Yeah.
Jubilee.
As she says that, you just see me grab that big old beer mug.
Jubilee.
Yeah.
Roll a percentile dice.
Uh-oh. $74.
Well, talking about a person's identity and paving their own path. Talking about expectations others have on us or we have on ourselves. There's a flicker of a memory that you have off in the distance. It's shadowed and not quite recognizable. But there's something when Vandelord is talking about the ring, the circus, these contracts, as you're talking about these expectations, there's a flicker of something that resonates with you. But 74 is too low. It's dark. It's not a dark memory, but it's veiled in shadows. It's outside of your reach.
It's one of those, like, I'm having deja vu, like I know what you're talking about, but I don't know why.
Yeah. Or thinking this conversation, yeah, it resonates deep inside of you, but like you said, you don't know why.
It's just so weird. I like really feel like I can relate to this on some level. I guess it's just because I don't know, this deity that I have, she has really pushed me in the direction that I'm going now. And it's weird because I have no idea where I've been. So I know that you have an idea of where you've been, and maybe that's why it's harder for you to come to terms with the fact that maybe somebody else might be a better fit. Because I've only ever known one, but maybe there's a possibility that she'll be more helpful to you. She'll help you realize your true potential instead of, walking the path of other people because you feel like you're supposed to.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing that irks me, for lack of better things, is like, as a paladin, you hear people talk about other deities such as Pelor or Efsu, the list goes on, and they know the name of who they're praying to, who they're trying to serve, who they're trying to honor, and not knowing who I've made a deal with, at least not knowing a name. I think that's what's got me more irked than anything.
Maybe. So I know when I talk to the Raven Queen, I don't usually get like direct yes or no answers, and she doesn't necessarily talk to me like we're having a full conversation or anything like that. I kind of just get like signs and things. So maybe if you maybe go to sleep thinking about what you want to ask, and maybe she'll answer it in like a dream, or you'll get some kind of sign about who she is. Like if you ask her for maybe a sign, things will pop up that won't make sense until you can piece them all together, and then maybe it might.
That's the thing. Some nights I don't like the dreams that some nights I've had. I've had visions of me standing in the center of a town just filled with power, as choosing what to do. And as a paladin, I shouldn't be craving power, but I find that I have been. I've had visions of my deity being, of Apsu being chained. The closest I've come to seeing this deity is a silhouette with flame red eyes.
So maybe psychologically it's giving you like a hint that Epsu was making you feel chained and you want to restrict the access that he has on your life, and then this new one is just in shadow and you're getting what you want because they're helping instead of like pushing you. Because this is Taylor's psychology background coming out as my character to do dream interpretation.
Sorry, not sorry. As she says that, I look up at Julie, and because I've just been eating, kind of that face down. You've seen some people kind of just in the shame of trying to work through problems. I look up at her and I go, well, could be worth a try. It can't be any worse than what's already happened. I hope.
And what harm is it not to have all the answers right this second?
Yeah. Just a matter of feeling lost, and I've never had a moment where I've felt lost. Usually I have a purpose and a drive, but trying to define your own path, something new it's not the easiest thing. But I know something in me told me that it's time to define who I am and not who my father wants me to be.
Exactly. And what if you consider it like a side quest? Like you still have a purpose, you're just not 100% sure what it is right now. You're going to find it while you're on this path, and then you can, your path never has to stay straight forever. It twists and it turns, and even like what we're dealing with right now, we don't know 100% where we're going or what we're doing, but we know what we want the end result to be. So what happens in the middle doesn't necessarily matter as much as the end result we're fighting for.
Vanderlord, these words sit heavy with you. And even as you've said yourself that the validating statements that you've made in this conversation, not that it's necessarily a sense of pride or arrogance, but there's something building, and at the same time not uncomfortably so. It's not like you're sitting there sweating, but it's like your body's warming up, right? Like you're anxious to get moving, or you're anticipating something. Your body is readying itself. Would the two of you please roll a perception check?
Uh-oh.
$13.
21.
Perfect. Not a lot was required, and 13 was actually perfect. Vanderlord, you go to lift up your plate. You hand it over. The table is decently cleared. Each of you in the table, without dagger, without any other instrument, you see a carving start to appear in the table. Letter by letter, it starts to etch its way into the table. And first you see an S, and a T, an R-I-V-E. As you see the word strive spelled out. Jubilee, with your 21, it's not just spelled out. It's deep. As if you were taking a dagger, and then you're not just scratching, but you're digging. It especially picks up with you that these letters are deep into the wood.
Can I detect magic while it's happening?
Sure. You go ahead and cast Detect Magic.
Yeah.
Okay. It doesn't seem like anyone's casting a spell that is causing this to happen. You're not picking up on any kind of magic. You're not picking up on any kind of magic.
Okay. Any like smells? Anyone looking at us funny from across the room? Any?
No one seems to be aware of this except for the two of you. Even at a 13, Vantalord, both of you notice this. Around the edging of these letters, almost has a burn-esque type of look to it. The table is not burning. It's not on fire. But there seems to be burn markings around the edging of it. It says strive. A moment later, another word appears. But not after it. It actually appears a distance before it. And it says him. So here you got the word strive, and a ways before it, you get the word him. Do the two of you continue to stay there?
Yeah.
Yep.
It starts to build up in you more, that feeling of anticipation, and perhaps you're on the right track. Jubilee, that curiousness that is so rooted inside of you. Another word appears. After the word strive, it says A-G, as it spells out against. Palatable tension at the table. You look around, and it doesn't seem like anyone else seems to have a clue about this.
Can I look? This is gonna sound so silly. Can I like feel under the table for anything?
You can feel. You feel under the table. You get some gum, but
Ew.
yeah, some kid stuck his veggies under there, wedged it in the. But you don't feel anything to do with this.
Him strive.
How at some point, if either of you want to make some kind of check, some kind of roll, some kind of I want to get out of this spot, just say so. More letters do start to appear. The tension with each letter gets heavier and heavier. Another word appears. After the word him, the word whom. The next
Wait, so
couple.
what is
Go ahead.
Strut.
Him who strive against. Does that seem familiar to me at all?
Go ahead and roll a religion check.
Oh.
So what is that? That's a 12.
Not overly familiar. Not at this point, anyways. You have an inkling, but it's not quite sitting just yet. Two more words appear.
Oh boy.
Before the word, a distance before the word him, two words appear. My father.
But there's still a gap before him.
There's still a gap before him.
Father. Him whom strive against.
Notably so, Jubilee. Not that not when you touch the bottom, but your curiosity, you kind of feeling the table even around these letters. And although there's no fire, you do begin to start to feel a heat resonate from.
Yeah, it's warm. Okay.
Yep.
As she's running her hand against the bottom of the table, I want to run my hand against all of the letters.
So
I just want to feel.
So
it.
exactly that. The letters themselves, not the bottom, but as the two of you start touching the top, you feel a warmth in these letters. Do you continue to watch?
Yeah. I'm not leaving till this looks done.
Yeah, I've seen some strange stuff, but never letters randomly carving into a table.
Especially in the middle of a conversation about your deity and forging your own path, and now who's against who doing what?
A couple more words appear. Before my father. 4 more words appear. Of course, I love.
So it's. Of course, I love the blank.
So now you should have, of course, I love my father. Space.
Blank.
Him whom.
Strives against.
Space. Strive against.
Oh, him whom space strive against.
Him whom space strive against.
Is this like some thought that you had that just showed up on the table somehow?
I haven't thought anything like this before.
The ring on your finger starts to emanate a glow. And it feels good on your hand. It feels right.
Is your finger gonna fall off?
I don't think so.
Feels strong.
With those feelings, like I start looking at like my, the physique. Think of like when we were back in the military, or even though we didn't serve together, think of after getting a good workout in, looking at muscles as it's already been pumped. I'm kind of looking at myself in that view.
That's where we hide our feelings, is in our muscles.
But
Yeah.
that feeling of strength.
Yes.
That's what I'm getting at.
Yes. If you continue, another
Whatever
word
this is.
after the word whom. Would I. Another word. Have. Palpable tension. Thick, heavy. The table, those letters, have a slight glow. They are not just warm, they are hot. There's still a slight space left. Any actions, or do you just watch?
Can I roll? I don't even know. I guess an Arcana check? Like, what kind of magic? Like, does it? I already did detect magic, and it's not coming up with anything. Oh, I don't know. I don't know what to do.
Blown like this. Could this be? I'm trying to go through in my head some of the different deities. this be Lulz?
Huh? Why? What
Right.
makes you say that?
I think she's had conflict against many of the other deities. Can't be.
Vantalord, you can either roll another religion check at disadvantage, or Jubilee,
That's
you
ki-
also have religion interwoven. So you can either assist or you can roll flat, Vantalord at disadvantage, or Vantalord, if she assists you, you can roll flat.
I will definitely assist.
I rolled a 17.
The space, the final space, it looks small. Couple letters. Begins to fill in. As the last couple letters fill in, T-O. What do you read, Vantalord?
Would I read?
Yeah, what do you read?
Of course. If I'm reading this right, of course I love my father, to whom would I have strive against? Right?
So you see on the table, of course I love my father. Without him, whom would I have to strive against?
Out.
When the word to is finished, the O scrapes down, even through the other letters, as it continues to write. A G.
But wait, there's more.
And almost in a cursive writing, it scrapes down, and now it's audibly loud.
Jubilee
You-
just like trying to cover it.
You
up.
hear this scrape like a chair being scraped across the floor as a G appears, rolling into an L. An A. The table begins to shake. S. Harder. The table begins to even crack. Y. It is now virtually falling apart. It's just the glasses on the table have fallen off and cracked. People are starting to look around.
It's fine. Everything's done. We're good.
As you hear the scraping loud A carved into the table. And a vibration so heavy in that table, you can barely even see GLASYA. And the table just, like a small break before you, the table breaks apart. A slight explosion, but nothing damaging, but and it definitely gained attention. And Vantalord sits with you. A common ground that, of course, I strive against my father's way.
Was that them? Do you think?
I'm very dumbfounded, but I think so. I know earlier today when I was yelling at my deity, whoever this, I'm guessing Glacia? As I say that name, does it ring a bell? Like, because I've heard of some of the darker deities, but like, as a character, would I recognize this one? What? What?
My goodness.
I know who it is.
So you would recognize the name for sure. The
Okay.
exact inner workings, no, but you would know who it. Oh man, I'm gonna mess up the name, but Asmodeus.
Asmodeus. Yeah.
Asmodeus.
Asmodeus.
You would. I mean, that's a name that resonates throughout religion, right? So you'd also, at least by name, recognize his daughter.
Okay. Well, this would probably explain why Mother Sarah said that there's areas where light does not shine. But boy, there's a strength with it.
I would like to can you just give me like 2 seconds? Like just 2
To run-
seconds. I'm not
Run like
even like
hell.
no. I'm not even gonna go anywhere. I just like have to maybe call in a favor real quick or something.
I like to scroll a friend.
Can I scry a friend? And Jubilee will like sit with her feet up, like crouched on the stool, and just kind of like put her head in her hands and roll her eyes back and try to talk to the Raven Queen real quick, just like real fast.
Do you have a commune with? Oh man, I don't a commune spell, or does your cloak give you any direct commune with? You can still do this, but those actually enhance that.
I have Spirit Shroud. I don't know if that's helpful at all. That like I have a spell that I can call forth spirits of the dead. I don't know if that counts in this instance.
Not quite. You can still definitely do. I mean, you're just trying to reach out to your patron, so you can definitely do that. I think it's commune that is a direct like link. But yeah, so go ahead and roll percentile dice.
Please roll high. It's a 27.
You need to invert those? No.
So let's see. Here.
Womp womp.
So what would be? You get a real brief moment. You have been more active with the Raven Queen, so she's not far off. You're
Really?
just
I'm
not
just-
directly in her. You're not like high in her favor.
I really just want to ask if I can have some kind of sign about whether or not Glacia is someone we should be afraid of, or if we should like welcome their energy into the party. Like, hey, what do you know about her? Are you two friends? You guys go to parties together?
I feel the time for that question has passed.
Welcome their energy into the party. It's the most wild statement I've ever heard for like an archdemon.
Yeah, especially
Yeah.
Tell that when
considering the
I'm not
energy is
playing-
fully in the party. Like,
There's literally nothing we can do about it. But please, Raven Queen, tell me if we need to be like really scared. Please. She's just gonna like disconnect. She's gonna be like, oh no, and just hang up.
I'm out. Good luck. No.
There's a brief moment of silence.
Uh-oh.
And you get bombarded by some images.
Uh-oh. know.
Okay. You see a path that is then you see the path going straight, and then it's burned and it goes left. You see a scale, and then that scale is clearly the thing that is looking to be of less value is higher on the scale. The thing that should be of higher value is being shown as less valuable. You see quickly you see 9 layers, nine burning layers, right?
I know what that means.
And you see a bigger emphasis on the 6th layer. You see various different imagery of misleading and misguiding, such as the scale. You see a quick just bombarding of these images, and then it's gone.
Oh. So if I'm interpreting the Raven Queen's message correctly, I'm glad you're sitting down because your deity is from the 6th circle of hell. And she seems like she really likes lying to people. Uh-oh.
I swear in Dwarvish.
I mean, I don't know what that means, but like, it could be wrong. I could just be completely wrong. She just gave me like a bunch of like really fast pictures. It was like watching, if I knew what a movie was, a movie that like didn't make any sense.
I can't handle that.
I don't know why like this word film comes to mind that is all disjointed.
Fill me in? No. Oh.
But really, the one that I got the most clarifying answer on was there were like 9 layers, and the 6th one was like, really? Like, look at this one. And usually 9 layers means like, 9 hills. So.
Awesome. Just
Rory threw us off. We thought we all knew who it was.
well, I guess
Yeah,
we made a pact.
we had suspicions based on last week, but
Literally all the end of last session, we were all like, "Whoa!"
yeah. I don't know if this is better or worse, really.
I don't know.
Equally bad.
Yeah.
I think this is worse.
Yeah, maybe.
This is worse, much worse.
I don't know. I don't know.
Let's play with it.
Lolth is like, I will say, Lolth is like full. If we're talking very meta here, Lolth is like full deity. She's like archdevil. So maybe that's worse because she has more to fight for. I don't know.
And also like who her dad is. If she's
Yeah.
like calling in favors from her dad.
But she says strive against him.
But does she mean Vantalord's father?
Oh, maybe. I was thinking her own dad. Maybe she's trying to take over as queen of the hells.
I don't know. Kind of the vibe I got was like, oh, Vantalord, of course you love your father, but now you have to go against him and his
Maybe that's
path.
what they have in common. Sorry, we are talking so out of character right now. Go ahead and continue your conversation.
Well,
So how do you feel now?
with my fingers. I don't think that answers any questions in a good way, but I wonder if that's what was causing that aura around me that you guys said that you could see that.
The bad one?
Yeah. Still. Still want to go fight and kill something though.
Well, I mean, that's fair. I'm not gonna like discourage you doing that if that's what helps you cope, I suppose.
Spent the last month-ish trying to get rid of all this evil. Yes, eventually you become what you're fighting. But not today. I just happened to accidentally make a pact with it. Well,
Well,
definitely helped talking. Definitely was getting in my own head. I should probably bring food back to the group, being that I still have at least a couple plates. But you hungry?
I could eat.
And a dwarf's got a dwarf. Glacia. Why did I not receive that earlier? Not the one that would have come to my mind, though. I down another mug of beer, and I'm like, well, might as well at least go rejoin the rest of the group. I don't feel like I need to snap at anyone.
Yeah, I mean, they were really worried about you, so they'll be happy to see you.
Yeah, I shouldn't have isolated myself from you guys. Kind of did that today.
You were just struggling pretty hard.
That's an understatement. Glacia. Why did I not see that? Well, I do feel better, so thank you for talking.
You're welcome.
Just, yeah. Now the question is, do we tell everyone else?
I will leave that up to you. I feel like you probably should, though.
Yeah, I'm just hoping this doesn't come to really bite us in the butt. Well, might as well head back to the... We have a long day tomorrow. What time
Get
is it right
some
now,
sleep.
Rory?
4:30.
You know,
5
before I
o'clock.
head back... Okay. Before we head back to the manor, I want to go to the Arcane Vault. Specifically looking for Aldrich.
Okay. And Jubilee, do you head with him, or do you head back to the
I
estate?
would rather ask if he wants to go alone or if he wants me to go with him. Because you're dealing with some heavy stuff, so I don't want to intrude on whatever you're doing.
I can go alone. It's more or less to apologize because I was kind of a jerk earlier. And I don't want to, because of my actions, I don't want to leave a bad taste in his mouth for our group.
That's fair.
I kind of did threaten him earlier.
Oh. Well, then you do what you gotta do. I'm gonna go back to the group then.
All right. Vandalord, you make your way over there. It's just down the block a little bit. You
Yeah.
make your way over to the Arcane Vault, and door opens. It dings a little bit with a small bell above the door, and you walk in. And he's typically pretty easy to find. You see him, and he's looking over an item, and he puts it away, and he holds himself again as not as a pompous person, but someone definitely confident and and knows it. So he holds himself very high.
I walk up to him and I go, I owe you an apology.
Is that the apology?
No, I'm debating on how I best want to say this. Came in after my friends and the rest of my group were talking to you, and I was not in a good headspace. I'm struggling with something internally, and you got caught in that struggle. And I apologize for threatening you.
Well, I do appreciate the gesture. Been around the block a few times myself. Haven't always been in the best of places. So, I get it. I don't welcome it. You are fortunate you did not press the line further. But, to those ends, I'm glad we didn't come to that conclusion.
Either way, that's still not something I should have done. And I wanted to make sure that I didn't accidentally leave a foul taste in your mouth after our group. Because I know having one person going against could potentially do that.
No, not so much. For me, I find often if one is able to afford the items, they're able to understand the items. Can't afford it? Can't have it. If you can afford it, I've done my job well. Because I kind of collect these things. Kind of have a bit of an array of items. Every now and then, somehow one does seem to go missing. That's kind of odd, but with a collection my size, I'll rat out the employee at some point, and they'll wish they hadn't stole it from me. Until that day, though, you have not tarnished your group. You are one of many. Whatever it is that is got you so sideways. I don't know. Don't let it grab you too hard. But aside from that, I've only got like 160 years under my belt, so.
Oof. Well, either way, I still at least wanted to make it right. Because I have a feeling my group may be buying more from you. I don't know, and...
I sure would appreciate that. I mean, if it's going to take me saying they need to spend all their gold for me to forgive you, I mean, I'm happy to say that too, but not necessary.
Well, I will let you have a good rest of your day, and your shop remains prosperous.
Oh, yeah. When danger comes, it will move and be where it needs to be when it needs to be there. But until then, I'm here, and if you guys need anything, feel free to come back.
With that, I head out the vault, and I'm heading back to the manor.
All right. Vantalord eventually arrives back to the manor, and as he enters in, we'll go ahead and take our break early and let you all compose yourself. Figure out what that was all about.
Right?
So, we will be back in 5 minutes. Stretch, get something to drink. And, yeah, all y'all's faces was perfect. Katie, I saw your face and Taylor's face, and it was like,
Yeah, I for sure thought it was Lol.
Yeah?
So it was fun. It was fun that it was somebody different. I mean, clearly it was something evil. there was definitely
Many signs for that.
clear definition for that, but
Yep.
it was fun to see who it actually is.
If you go back to the circus games
Yeah.
and look at the name, you'll get her name out of it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. The Goblin Toss is a G,
Oh yeah.
so her name's there.
Animal something was A maybe or
I forget what they all were. I can
That's
definitely
cool.
check right now though.
no, you don't have to check. That's cool though.
Yeah. It was well seated.
So she was essentially the patron of Morin Duke before. And now so fun. It's always interesting seeing paladins break their oath and specifically end up following another deity that is the exact opposite of their previous one.
I think it's awesome that he's doing it. So there's Goblin Toss, Ladder Climb, Archery Arena, Strength Showdown, Yelling Yodel, Arcane Assortment, or Arcane Assortment. So that's classical.
That's cool.
Because who doesn't struggle with something, right?
Right.
And just
right.
because they're a paladin, I mean, unless you play it post struggle, like, and so this is just his struggle.
Yep.
Yes.
I didn't see the tuning forks in here, but is that because we already bought them?
Yeah, you have them.
Okay.
Yep.
So,
What?
do you want me to do what the sword of sharpness is?
Is that what it was that you had? I thought it was something to do with sharpness.
Yeah, you gave me a sword of sharpness, but you made it so it'd be 46 plus. But the sword of sharpness is different. But in the last session, you said it was 46 damage plus whatever. And I even said I thought it was kind of funny.
Yeah, I
said,
remember you
just
said-
to be clear, I'm doing 46 damage every single turn along with the weapons damage, but a sword of sharpness just chops things off. So I wasn't sure if you wanted me to use that or what you said.
And you got it as a.
It was just a rapier that does an extra 46 damage every single turn. So I don't know where you were getting your stats from.
I don't know, because it's not in here.
Well, maybe it's not a rapier or sharpness, but it's something that.
Well, I
does
looked for
46
sharp,
damage.
and I don't have anything sharp in there.
It's like 2 sessions ago, by the way. Before I missed, or the one I did miss. The session before that, I had the blacksmith making me basically a
Brass knuckles.
brass knuckles. Did you pick those up when we were?
They'll be ready
Um,
tomorrow.
She hasn't finished them yet.
Okay.
They were actually gonna technically be ready tonight
Okay.
for us to pick up. We just haven't picked them up yet.
Okay. I just didn't know if that had happened.
+1 before? Is it +1 to hit? Or is it +3 to hit? How much you buy it for?
46 damage. That's why I was asking, because I looked it up and I was like, that's.
Seems intense for 2100.
That does seem intense. I was like, oh, for 2100.
While we're out of character, real quick, just to make it so we don't have to spend too long doing this, is there any other stuff we want to buy
Every single turn, right on my head, plus the weapon.
tomorrow? Or tonight, I guess, but probably tomorrow.
This just
I
seems
can't think of anything specific unless we do want to get a crystal ball.
I'm reading the notes.
It's like
I
5.
still have
And
a glass
Tom,
eye.
Tom, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm looking at the notes,
It's
and
takes off a limb on a d20.
we did
Is that
buy
really
the
all
tuning
it's
forks,
Yes.
potion of healing,
Takes 14 extra and 14 extra slash.
right?
Rory, mute
Yes.
yourself.
What if we say It's a +1 to hit, +1 to damage.
Oh, and I can't mute him.
It's okay.
And
Yeah,
2d6.
4 potions of healing, 2 tuning forks, and we took that out of the
Group
goal
fund. Yes. Okay.
We did a ring of fire resistance.
Were those potions of healing greater healing? Because if they were
Whatever your
250
regular
each,
size
I'm looking
is.
at the arcane vault sheet. I just want to make sure we mark him appropriately.
To hit and
Like 2d6
It was, yeah, it would have been 250 gold each. So yeah, it was the greater potion of healing.
Right.
Does that sound
Okay.
good to you?
Which is.
46 just sounds crazy.
And Jubilee bought those, so
Yeah,
she's
we
got
Yeah.
those.
I'd be
I think we split them up. I think Jubilee took 2 and I took 2. Is that
Yes.
right?
Every
Yep.
single hit.
They were each 44 plus 4 for the healing.
You
Yeah.
actually want
Yeah,
Plus
greater
one.
healing. Yeah, 44 plus 4. Okay, let me make sure I have that in my backpack. I do. Yep. Okay, good. I have
Yeah.
2 greater healings in my inventory. Do you have them in your inventory too, Taylor? You have 2? Okay.
Yeah,
So
you
we
guys should
have
probably
those.
make sure you have all that stuff.
Yeah, that's what we're doing right now. And then we have the 2 tuning forks, but I have to get those tomorrow, he told me.
Yep. Yeah, the
And
only thing I
then-
didn't note is what like what Raj had bought for himself.
Yeah,
Just
I
'cause I was
did.
trying to keep track of some of the stuff that was being taken out of the group gold fund.
Right. And also, what'd you buy, Ryder? What did Rihu buy?
I have
ring?
the fire resist ring, and then I have 5 fire resist potions.
Got it. Okay. And you bought those out of your own
Correct,
money, I think,
correct.
right? Yeah. Okay. So, and we still have 1 fire resist ring then. That's extra. That I think Raja currently is holding on to.
I
Correct.
believe those 2.
2 extras?
Raja has 1.
No, there was 2 total, so I
Oh,
bought
okay, yeah.
1 extra, yeah.
Yeah. Cause I was just looking at the list, and I think the only other thing that maybe we want to get, if we're gonna stay overnight there's this tent that we can get that we could all stay in. There's 2 different ones, but they're basically the same, and they allow us to stay in a tent up to 7 or 8 people basically without heat resistance or without heat damage. So I feel like if I don't know what resting is going to be like in this place, but 500, 700 gold feels like for the ability to rest. Maybe worth it for all of us.
Yeah.
Could seem like a feasible purchase. Yep.
And yeah, so that it's like Liamin's tiny hut. I saw your comment in there.
Yeah.
It's like that, except you don't need to cast a spell for it, and then it's just themed with fire.
Right. Yeah. So which one does it matter? Which one though?
Are there 2 tents in there?
Yeah. 6 and 34 look the
6?
same.
I don't see a 6. I don't.
Line 6.
Line 6.
Ah, you just deleted it. I was like, they're basically the
Yeah.
same. Am I missing something that's
No.
different between them?
It was a
Okay.
duplicate.
Shame on you.
Okay. So
Yeah.
yes, there's only one single hut that is clearly listed on the sheet.
Clearly.
But I just feel like that might be helpful. Yeah.
Before we hop back into it, how does this work? Do you guys like having something because you're not actually in a store? Does something like this help you?
I think it helps cut down on time of back and forth shopping
Yeah.
in session. So yes, I like it. I think I'll say this, Rory. Just having had to also DM shopping many a times, I would say I think it can go both ways. If there is a couple of things that you think are unique or cool that you want us to have access to, I think coming across a shop or a place that has those things, you don't need to make a whole
Oh,
inventory
for sure.
of that shop, right? Like,
Yeah.
just tell us what sticks out to us, you
Right,
know what
right,
I mean,
yeah,
or
yeah, yeah.
whatever, right? But if it's like this, where you're like, hey, you basically here's your chance.
To
You
get
can
your
buy
stuff,
whatever you want from
yeah.
the player's handbook, kind of a thing, right? And you want to do something. I think that's helpful as well,
Right.
right? So I'd be like, they can both work. Sometimes
there
theater
is
of the
one
mind's
thing.
fine.
There is one thing I do want to purchase, just because I think it sounds cool. The Helm of Inferno.
I saw that.
I want to wear it. I just imagine like these gigantic horns coming off,
So
with
if
little fire
you-
coming off the end.
So if you do that, then you also have resistance to fire.
Yes. 'Cause
So
right now I don't. So.
And then we just have 2 rings. So we would only need potentially one more fire resistant thing for everybody to be resistant, yeah?
Yeah.
You guys would know this, and Raja has said this before. As far as if you guys are considering going to the plane and having fire resistance for that reason, Raja doesn't need it.
We know that. Yes,
Okay.
yes,
okay.
yes, yes,
He's
yes.
still not fire resistant. He can just live there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I
Yeah.
am also fire resistant.
because of his
Well,
I
he
think,
can
yeah,
he
this
can be healed slightly, but at some point fire will start hurting him.
He is fire.
He is fire.
Therefore, fire.
yeah,
resistant.
therefore fire
Just don't tell him that. That'll go to his head with the ladies.
Well, is it?
Sorry.
I'm guessing, Skylar, that you're fire resistant, as in like half damage, just like any resistant. No, it's different.
That's what I mean. He's not fire
Oh, he's
resistant.
like immune to fire.
Not even immune. He'll take some healing. Looks like maybe his computer froze up just now.
Yeah, it does.
He'll take some healing from fire, and then he starts to get hurt by it, right, Skylar? At some point, fire will start to hurt you.
Once fire does more than like 12 damage, I think.
Right.
Okay, so like
But
the
anywhere above
stronger.
that. I'm also just resistant to it.
So
Oh.
that's the half damage thing. Then maybe. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Interesting.
He is a fire creature.
So I
Yeah.
take
I
half
suppose.
damage. But I also don't need water to live because there's no water there.
Right.
I could do. Ugh, those things are so freaking expensive.
So while you guys are discussing this back at the estate, we will go ahead and hop back into session. And go ahead and just continue where you guys are as you're discussing the various items you have and the things that you guys think you might need depending on whatever your plans are. Just go ahead and continue where you're at.
Well, I think.
Obviously,
ahead,
I
go
didn't
ahead.
see the full list because I went in looking for a specific thing. So, yeah, guys, I need to talk.
Bit of
Oh,
a fragile subject.
welcome back.
Yeah.
Just word vomit it out. Just let it out.
Don't like to word vomit. So, as you guys know, I've been struggling with the whole deity thing, and I know this morning I was a jerk, for lack of better words, to both Cricket and Jubilee, and even coming out of the arcade vaults, just brushing up against Roger, not really giving 2 farting ducks. Family-friendly stream. Yeah, I figured out who this deity is that's been messing with my head. And I don't think I like it, but here I am. So what do you guys know about the 9 realms of hell?
Nothing.
She seems like a very nice lady.
Yeah,
Maybe.
glass.
You
I
mean
think it's
you mean she like this
Deity?
deity person?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's from the vision that Jubilee and I had at the tavern. We think it's one of the deities in the 9 realms of hell, and I think it's Glasa.
Oh,
Glacia or something like that. It was crazy. She wrote a whole message in a table and then it exploded.
Yeah. So I think either way, I'm gonna need some things that are fire resistant. You know what the did you guys
Well,
have
hold
the same
on.
thing
If
with
she's
the
from
arcane
the
vault?
if she's from the Nine Hells, can't she make you fire resistant?
She wouldn't even tell me her own name in a conversation that I had earlier today. It wasn't until she literally scribed it into a table. Just not even there. Just I just saw words coming scribed against a table.
It's true.
And for once, Julie's not acting all crazy about this. We both saw this. It wasn't just imaginary voices in our head.
And then I asked the Raven Queen if she was nice or not, and that's when she told me that she's from the 6th level of the 9 Hells, and she likes to lie to people and stuff. So that's good. But she seems nice, and maybe.
Does she?
No. No, she does not.
Well, what does this mean then for you, Mantalord? Like,
I have no idea, so I'm just kind of feeling this out. I know what she scribed into the table.
well, like, can't you choose whether or not you want to follow her? Do you want to follow her?
I don't think I have a choice in this aspect because
Like, are you a slave?
maybe? Question mark? Yeah, 'cause,
Maybe question mark.
I feel like you shouldn't answer. You should be able to answer that question, yes or no.
So, before I ran back into you guys in the arcane vault, I kind of went out of the city stronghold out to where we first entered. Where we fought those demon dog things, and I kind of yelled at her, trying to figure out who the heck she was, and she goes, "Oh yeah, you made a pact with me. You sold me your soul in exchange for freeing those other souls with those contracts." So-
The ones from the circus?
Yeah.
So, like, you unknowingly made
Yep.
some sort of deal with her?
Yep.
Yeah, that.
Wow. That's
Yep.
something.
So, this is now life. I don't know what it means. Supposedly she's the one that gave me all my strength, and I kind of went off on her.
Well, I mean, I will say this. She did help you destroy all the contracts. And those were not good. So, I mean, maybe she's not the worst. Maybe she's just kind of selfish or something.
Yeah, I don't know what this means, so here I am. I at least wanted to tell you.
Or was
Yeah.
she just trying to get you indebted to her?
I think the answer is yes.
But, I mean, from her perspective, it's kind of a losing deal because she had like 20 people indebted to her.
Yeah, but do you think she cares about 20 contracts compared to?
I mean, Vantalord is pretty powerful, so maybe she figured that was a better deal. I'm just saying, maybe.
I think
I'm
you're
trying
being
to-
overly positive with a demon. With a
Yeah, you're probably right. I don't really know that much about demons, so I'm like, I don't know. Maybe they're not the worst.
Yeah.
Probably they are.
I don't know what to do about it, but I at least wanted to tell you and apologize for being a jerk this morning, because just struggle busing,
And it'll be totally fine. It's gonna be fine. And
Everything's fine. It's all fine.
yeah, everything's gonna be great.
Well,
So,
Is it
I'll
gonna
say
be
this:
anything else?
I'm appreciative of you sharing everything with us. I feel like you kind of seem more yourself right now than you have before. Maybe the fact that you know who she is actually better.
probably. I don't know what this means, but at least I have somewhat in the right direction, maybe?
At least you have some clarity.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was looking for this morning when people were when you guys were talking to me during my morning commune.
Well,
At least now I got clarity.
For future reference, if you're looking for privacy or something like that, maybe we should establish some sort of area that's like a prayer area, and we'll make sure not to disturb you if you're in there.
Or what if you go in your room and put a sock on the door?
So you're saying is put a sock in it?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think we got other matters at hand. I know you guys were in the Arcane Vault earlier trying to get items for where we're headed next. And I have this weird feeling that we're... Correct me if I'm wrong. Are we really thinking about going to the Plane of Arcane Fire? Or the Plane of Fire?
Well, I'm open to other
I think we may eventually.
thoughts.
I feel like we
Yeah.
eventually may need to. I don't know exactly when, and I don't know exactly where, but I think we need to be prepared in the event we do need to go there.
Right. That's kind of what I think. Like, I think this might be our only chance to get stuff that we need. But I, for one, am not interested in. Yeah, I feel like that we'll be walking into something pretty scary. Like, I'm definitely more leaning towards going to Dovik's Pass if we can, and
Yeah.
I understand.
I think we might have the option, or at least we could see what her end goal is, right? Like, maybe I don't know what will come across when we get there, but at least it allows us to be like one step ahead of her. Maybe try and put some, maybe try and stop whatever preparations she has happening for that ritual. And then if we need to, we could go to the Plane of Fire.
Well, so
Raj,
if we,
would-
pl-
oh.
if we plan that way, when you guys were in the Arcane Vault earlier, I know you spent a fair amount of time in there from what I could tell. Did you happen to see any cool looking helms? Like any fire resistant helm or anything like that?
Yeah, there were a lot of helms.
I just wasn't particularly looking for what you're asking for right now. So I don't know.
Would you like to go with me, Vantalord?
Yeah, I was just
Wait, are you
kind of
going back?
apologizing. I probably
Yeah.
should.
I'm
you-
looking at the list.
No. How much money do you even have?
Well, I sold that amulet,
Infinite money.
Yeah.
so I have 14,942.
This
As-
is
as
why
you-
Rory did it,
as a-
because he knew Skylar has a shopping addiction.
as
only you knew.
Skylar says about going back, I'm like, I look at Raj and I'm like, did you happen to steal something earlier from the Arcane Vault? I would advise against
The
going
less you
back
know, the
because if you did, because I know that you've been known to try to pickpocket people, Aldrich noticed something missing. He's not he didn't tell me what was missing, but he noticed something's missing. He's not sure who did it.
I'm just gonna
Don't-
casually put the dagger off to the side. I wasn't planning on bringing it back anyway. I'm just gonna like set it in a dresser.
I feel like you might be taking a risk going back to the scene of the crime. That's like rule number 1 in criminal. Don't do that.
They do say don't
That's
do
what they.
that.
That's what they want you to think. But
They
if
want
you
you
become
to
a regular,
think that it's what?
What?
if you become a regular, they
I
won't
guess it does
suspect
throw
you.
off the scent. 'Cause they're
Regular.
like, you
We're
wouldn't
only
Yeah.
here for 2
'Cause what-
days. You can't become a regular.
Why would I go back though? Why would I go back
If
with all
he-
this money?
Right.
Honestly, it's kind of a good point.
I'm just warning you, because if he realizes that it was you,
Right, but he's like a powerful magic user. He might have some way of detecting
Yeah.
your like history or
If I come
don't
back,
know.
if I come back, you'll know it's good. If I don't, well then.
What? We can't risk that. What are you talking about? Just tell Vantlor
Oh, the camera's
what
over
you,
here.
Just tell Vantlor what you want to buy, and he can get it for you.
Oh, but I gotta negotiate a little bit because it's about $3,000 above my pay grade.
What are you trying to
And
buy?
then there's another one that's about 57,000 gold.
Whoa.
I can't get it, but it's cool.
What is it that you're trying to buy?
It's an amulet that. Oh wait, do we know what all this stuff does, or is it just the description here?
Yeah, no, you would know walking through there. The assistance employees he has would be
We picked up a store manual.
a little pamphlet that he gives out. But the employees would have cued you in on the different items and stuff like that. So yeah.
The amulet of eternal flame, I'm immune to fire, and it lets me cast fireball once a day. But it makes me immune to fire damage.
But you're already like kind of partially immune.
Yeah, but partially immune, I still take damage.
I guess. But wouldn't it be cool if you're immune to like cold damage or something?
We're not going to cold. Like, what if they just like?
Well,
trap
not
me in
right
a
now,
fire
but
prison
like in
with
your
a
whole
fireball?
life.
Like, I'll be immune to fireball damage. Let me actually check what this is. My fire resistance is what?
Well, either way, I kind of want a cool looking helmet. Probably one that can, if we go somewhere where it's extremely hot, like playing a fire, at least I can look cool and be a little fire resistant.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure
Okay,
out.
so I'm fire resistant and I negate 5 damage. So if it does more than 5 damage, then I take damage. But if it does
But
2 damage,
okay, but
then
fire
I heal back
resistant.
1.
But fire resistant also just means half damage. So you're already.
Yeah, so as long as it's not more than 10 damage, I don't take damage.
But even if it's more than that, let's say
Then it's
you get
half.
hit with the fireball, then it's still half. I'm not saying it's not worth it. I'm just saying that's a big.
Yeah.
For somebody who already takes full fire damage, it's worth the 18,000. But for you, it's like you're negating half of it. This is Katie arguing with you. Cricket does not know this.
Or I could get a cloak that resurrects me. Or I could just give him a down payment, if that's a thing in this world. Put it on credit.
After we already told him that we're
Sorta.
going on a life-threatening mission, you think he's gonna take your credit?
Sort
You gotta
of
give him credit for that.
Phoenix King.
Just put it on layaway. That's still a thing that people
That's
do.
so much money. Why
I
did
know.
Rory? You should not even have put items on this list that were above 20,000 because all it's doing is making Skylar drool. She's like that emoji. Emojis with the money eyeballs. You know what I'm talking about? Where he's just like,
He's the,
oh,
he's the redneck of the group, attracted to shiny objects.
I mean, I'll do this for you guys here.
oh yeah,
Don't
sorted by
delete it.
cost. No, he's gonna sort it by cost so you can stop
Oh.
looking at the things we cannot afford.
Whoa. Well, now I'm down at 75,000 gold because it pushed me to the bottom.
Because you were
Annual
looking at the most
Celestial
expensive
Guardian.
item in the whole store. We literally.
There's stuff for 45 gold? Potion of healing, huh?
Oh, he's just gonna buy all the cheap things now. Oh my god.
Wow.
Oh, this
Just
is ridiculous.
wow. I
Remember last session when all of us are like, we want to fight, and now the whole time Raja is gonna be like, wait, let me spend all the rest of my 14,000 gold.
Yeah.
No, but like, I also have to free my people. So I have to be immune to the fire.
you take
know-
our land, you can take our money, but you can never take
Listen,
our
if you
freedom.
can afford it, by all means.
I'm gonna
Looking at-
try.
Looking at the item for 75,000 seems maybe a little bit futile.
Oh, not that one. The one for 18,000. Plate of pie. What is that word?
Pyroclasm?
So I think
Yes.
just to not try it, I don't know. I don't want to be the one to like drive this if other people want to RP out the whole
Yeah.
shopping, but that would be our third shopping episode in a row. Like I'm just like
Yeah.
You guys take it wherever you want it.
I don't want to RP it. I just want to get it.
Yep, that's where I'm at.
Totally fine.
Very over shopping.
Yeah.
Yep.
Same.
You walk through the whole store. You all got like, you know what? Actually, there's one last item, but there's Raja. Like, you know, it's been a
Literally.
while since I blinked out.
I'm gonna go up to him and ask him for the plate of the pyroclasm. Yes.
Like you're buying that.
And say, are you okay if I just give you 14,972 gold? Or I suppose we could divvy out the copper and the other stuff.
You
but that
just
seems
need to
like
borrow like
unnecessary work.
200 gold or 80.
No, like
30.
20.
Well,
I
over-
can give you
over-
30 gold, Raja. I'm just sitting on my
Well,
money. I'm not buying anything.
Overhearing this a little bit, I just want to say, Raja, remember, I'm not paying for your meals.
Total in gold pieces. Oh, I have 14,983 gold.
Just remember, you still
You're
have to pay
17 gold
Raja.
short.
I'll give Raja a platinum.
Yeah.
Here you go. I will remove one of my 986 platinum. Wow. Okay, I give you a platinum, Raja.
Let's see. I gotta roll in case see if he recognizes you. Nah, he recognizes you, but if
He better recognize
but
me.
if he recognizes you, like if you,
Oh, I left the dagger at home.
yeah, no, I know that. That was a smart move for sure. That was very smart.
Did you add the
You
platinum,
gotta be smart.
Skylar?
Oh, did you? I can do that.
I just deleted mine. I don't want it to go into the abyss.
Okay. What was I looking for?
The plate of pyroclasm.
No, that's just what I'm getting.
Oh,
I'm trying to find something on my sheet.
plate.
Don't know what I was looking for though.
You don't want to wear plate as
That's-
a rogue. You have no stealth.
he's also a
None.
fighter.
I have
Also,
I have
hold on a
advantage
second.
stuff.
Yeah, why are you buying this? Because also, this only gets you resistance to fire damage, which you already have.
And 2d6 damage when I get hit.
Oh, by melee only.
Extra damage to the other person.
But like
I have
6,000
enough.
of that,
In our
basically.
last 43 sessions, I've only been hit by physical.
Physical,
Oh,
but not
that is not
melee.
sort of
And that's
anymore.
not
What?
true. Amat hit you with lots of non-physical
Yeah,
damage.
she did like no physical
Yeah.
damage. Everything she did is
And
spell.
we're going to fight Amat. I'm
Oh, I
taking my
forgot
platinum
about
back if you're... I don't think you should buy this. Never mind.
Oh, I forgot her.
I take my platinum back.
Yeah.
Okay, Vantilord, you do your shot. then.
Yeah, well, Roger figures
Yeah,
that out.
finish-
What were
finish
you
reading
wanting,
all of
Vantilord?
that.
I'm just gonna buy the Helm of Inferno. I'm not gonna haggle over the 2,000 gold. It's worth it.
The hell.
Plus, I was a jerk earlier.
FGH.
Line for 34. Now, if he wants to be nice because I became actually owned up to me being a jerk, great. But I'm not gonna haggle over it.
No, there's a little bit of conversation just to make sure you understand it. The
Yeah.
resistance to fire, that what exactly fireball is, kind of the diameter that spell has, the power that spell has, especially recognizing you as a non-spellcaster of this type of spellcasting. He just kind of gives you a tutorial of that.
Cool.
But other than that, he takes your 2,000 gold and calls it a deal.
Interesting. That's
I'm
actually
gonna-
not even in.
If we still need one more person to have fire resistance, I hate spending money. I'm gonna buy the Inferno robes.
Ooh.
It really doesn't go with my overalls.
He happily sells them to you, and lays in, that beyond like a regular cloak where it might grant you a resistance or something, this also helps. It actually is a thicker material that helps with also protecting you. So he gladly sells it to you.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm happy for that extra AC because I'm very squishy. Okay.
Takes your
And-
6,500 gold.
I was just going to say, that would be the equivalent of 650 platinum, yes?
Correct.
Yes.
Got it.
It's funny that Helm of Inferno actually isn't even in the D&D Beyond inventory list, so it has to be a custom item.
Yep.
Is the robes too?
Probably custom.
Okay.
Cool beans, rubber ducky.
Do we need to buy any more potions of healing with our, or we think we're good with the 4 that we got? How much more do we have in our group pot, Tom?
We have. Where's my note from 8,230 gold?
Do we think that's good?
We should be. I think we should be fine. I've had a long rest. I can heal again.
Yeah, I
quite a
mean,
bit.
I'm not the worst at healing, even though I'm not. Yeah, I think between the two of us, we can help do a lot as well. Okay, just want to make sure.
Yay.
So I think that's it, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Unless Skylar's buying something for 50,000
We'll come
gold.
back one day, maybe.
You're not gonna buy anything? I mean, you already have a lot of cool stuff. I'll say this, if it makes you feel good, you have, like, you got the 2 things already, right? You bought one thing and the other thing that
Right.
you took. Like, you do have some cool stuff.
I want that sword. It's just about triple my yearly salary times 4.
My God.
Maybe once we save the world, we'll get all kinds of money.
That's what they always tell you.
Yeah.
Everywhere you go, everything's free all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but you know what? We'll go with
that's
it.
funny.
Let's go.
All right. All right, so you guys walk out of the vault. Is this still day 1? So you guys head back, you sleep. It sounds like that was the plan.
Yeah.
And now it's morning of day 2. You guys wake up
look at-
bright early and go about your day.
I look at Ryu. I'm like, well, I think we got some stuff in the blacksmith.
Yeah, let's go quickly pick that up.
Sweet.
Yep, and
Okay.
Vantalord, you receive, I want to say it's a breastplate and a sword.
Yes.
And Rihu, you get your brass knuckles. Which a punch is a D4, so we'll call it a D8 unless you see elsewhere that it's already custom made.
I have not found it anywhere, so
Okay,
that
we'll
was
just call it a D8. It's your punch plus some punch.
got it.
Sure. Yeah. Breastplate.
For reference, even though I know this is not optimized, I'm not putting the robes on unless we go into the point of fight. I don't want to put on. Cricket is like very practical, and wearing a dress and not pants feels like very much not. She's not interested. Even though I would get a +1 to my AC. No.
Okay, that's your call.
That mithril sword, that's just gonna be a standard longsword, not like a longsword +1. Oh, that would be this guy.
Yeah, regular sword.
Oh, I'm gonna have fun with this. Oh, I already had. Oh, I already put it in my inventory, I think. Hi, special.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm just carrying around, 3-sword style. I've got my longsword +1 that we got way back in Augsburg. I've got 2 other long swords, a couple of daggers. It's all good. Oh, and an AC that makes me very, very happy.
Was there any other pending items besides the armory, the blacksmith?
Yeah, all
I'm
of our
just gonna-
stuff from Gum Gum.
Oh yes, that's right.
Oh.
So we should have rings for all of us. To breathe in the bag of holding.
Yep, and the extra large mouth
And
on the bag of holding.
Yep, and ankle chain for Bear.
That's right. The ring, right?
I'm gonna ask.
Yeah.
Yeah. And did you guys end up
That's the
buying the
red
tent or
dog,
no?
Oh yeah, we never bought the tent. Do we want to buy that?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I feel like it's only 500. Yeah, I would say take that out of our group fund.
Okay, so there you have the tent of heat enduring.
Okay, so tent of heating during from group fund.
Do you want to
500.
keep that in your inventory, Mantlord, or do you want one of us to hold on to it?
Let's see, what am I at for weight? I'm
Look at-
unencumbered. I got 78 pounds on me.
Yeah, you're pretty strong.
Okay, just make a note of where I'm at for gold. So 77.30 is where we're at.
And who all had the fire resistance?
I have the cloak that
You
I'm
have
not
the
wearing a
cloak.
robes. Mm-hmm. I think we gotta give the extra ring to Jubilee.
Yep, I have 1 ring.
Yeah, I don't think I had one yet.
And Vantlord
Okay.
has the helm.
And Vantal.
I am thoroughly. Am I thoroughly crazy? I thought plate had a higher AC than chainmail.
It should.
Because it. I am thoroughly confused because for some reason it's saying chainmail has an AC of 16 and plate has an AC of 14. It's the entire reason why I went with plate, because his plate was supposed to have an AC of 17, I thought.
I thought plate was high. I thought that the only thing under plate was like adamantine armor.
Yeah, plate is 18. I don't know what you're
Okay,
looking
so
at. Are you looking at half plate? Or
no,
something?
I'm looking right at the inventory. Am I? Okay, I got
Did
it.
you equip it?
Yeah, and
Yeah, I'm looking on like the actual rules and
I put-
equipment list.
oh, I found it. I put it on. I had the. I brain good today. I brain really good.
Pat's message in chat, that's paper plate.
What's your financial status? I just rinsed off a paper plate. No. There we go.
All right.
That's better. That's what I expected to see.
It was like, it is definitely more powerful. I don't know.
Yeah, like it's heavy. It's very heavy.
it's the heaviest of heavy.
Okay, so I gotta.
What's
I'm
up,
gonna
Raja?
ask him to put that plate armor in the back for me when I come back.
Say what?
I'm gonna ask him to put the plate armor in the back for when I come back.
Oh, gotcha. So you're not buying it at the moment, but if you run across him again, you'd like
Well,
to
if
buy
he's
it.
gonna sell it to me for 14,983 gold, then yes. But okay, I cannot put my rapier.
He just lets you know that if it's still there, or if he has another one, when you're willing to buy it, unless you're buying it now, he'll
Well, is
he'll
he gonna
hold
take
it for a little while.
14,983.
With a little bit of, go ahead and roll a diplomacy,
Oh,
Persuasion.
persuasion. Thank you.
It's been a little while since we've had former Pathfinder checks.
There, problem solved.
16. 4, 3, 23.
Okay. Well, not, it doesn't take a lot of persuasion, but a little bit. He's like, hey, you know what? You guys have already bought quite a bit. This in itself is pretty expensive. I'll take the cut on the 17 gold. And he will take the 14,883. Is that what you said?
14,983.
983. Yes, that is what he'll take for it. And that is called
I
what?
am officially broke. Not financially stable.
Did you spend my platinum?
No.
Did you spend my platinum?
No.
Okay.
What was that called?
Financial
No,
irresponsibility.
true. The item.
Oh, wait. Oh, the plate of what, something.
Got it.
Because then my stealth will just be normal
Are you taking it with you,
because I have advantage.
or is he holding it?
Yeah, but I have advantage on my stealth right now,
Okay, so you're taking it with you.
so it will become 0. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm putting it on. It doesn't require attunement, so that's kind of
Yep.
nice.
All right. So once you guys finish your items, Gum Gum has the items ready, the bag and the rings and. Well, I mean, so I guess this is goodbye.
14,
What are you all gonna do now?
942.
Well, I think we're gonna try and stop this powerful sorcerer person from becoming.
That sounds
An
mighty
evil
scary.
lich.
Ooh, yeah, very scary.
Yeah, it is a bit scary.
Oh, and my brother told me about that thing that he looked at for Raja. He sounds like he didn't give him a very good explanation of it.
Oh,
Basically, the key that Raja has, it like. We don't have a lot of experience with this kind of stuff for obvious reasons. It's not like every day someone tries to be a lich.
right. That's true.
Or maybe they do and they die because I don't know if you know, but you actually have to die to do that. Anyways, you see, basically the key allows access to where the phylactery is. And so it's not that it's going to stop her from her process. It will just delay her slightly. Or if you get there, it'll make your entrance to that a little bit easier. It still might be crazy hard and you're probably going to die in the process, but it makes it more likely.
We really appreciate the vote of confidence.
Oh, yeah.
Gum Gum.
And he's just twiddling his thumbs like,
Well, I'll pass it along to Raja. I guess I really don't know if Raja's there with us or not, but probably not because he's buying more stuff from the Arcane Vault. So
My brain just farted. The extra large bags of holding and the rings of
Yeah.
breathing.
yeah,
yeah.
Okay.
yep.
Okay.
So yeah, there's technically 6 rings if you're counting the bear one. If you want to count that one too, but I paid for the bear one myself.
There aren't
Tom.
any other creatures, beings, or things with you that need to breathe? Nothing?
I think this is
Okay, just making
it's
sure that would have
everyone.
been a bummer. You came here like last minute to get the one for your doggy.
Right. Yeah. I appreciate you being able to finish this in time for us.
Yep, that would have been a bummer.
He appreciates it as well. Where we're going, I suspect might not be super safe for him, so it'll be good for him to be able to have a safe space.
Yeah, nice little way to tuck things away. You know, you run into something you don't like, you just kind of tuck it away. Just
Exactly. Yep.
don't need a resolve, just tuck it
then-
away.
Real quick, just so that we don't get stuck like you did. What's the best way for us if somebody's going inside the bag to make sure that they can get out?
Have someone on the outside.
And what?
say the word, activate it, dump it out, or reach in and take them out.
And take them out. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
I mean, it's like any other bag of
Okay.
holding. You know, you reach in, you think about what you want, you pull it out, and bada bam. I mean, it's
Okay.
wonderful like that. You know, you don't
Yeah,
have
that
to
makes
tip
sense.
it upside down, but you can.
Okay, perfect.
Uh-huh.
All right. Well, we appreciate it. Thanks for all the help, and hopefully our paths will cross again someday.
Yes, that would be nice. That means you either defeated it or you ran away and lived. In which case, if you meet me, that means I live too. So that would be nice.
All right. I'm gonna take the stuff.
And he
from
just
him in the
awkwardly
shop.
stands there like,
Yup.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's fantastic. I love it.
So you exit there. You've collected your items. What are you guys doing? It is mid-morning, like 10 o'clock or so. What do? This is the dance. So what's your next step?
Well, everybody has their stuff, yeah?
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's get rolling.
Ready to
No
roll.
more. You have no more money, Raja. Well, should we attempt to go to Dova's Pass? Is that what we all want?
That's what we're doing, I think.
I think that'd probably be the best thing, 'cause at least if we can destroy the phylactery, that'll buy some time while we hopefully then go to the Plan of Fire.
Back to where it all started.
Yep, back to where it all started.
Okay. Raja, is that good with you?
Yes.
Okay. Do we still want Jubilee? Do you maybe want to still be like not inside the bag of holding?
I'm open to not being inside the bag.
Well, I'm mostly thinking like in case we need somebody to have just a second set of eyes.
Second set of eyeballs. And also really range spells like really far. So if things are coming at us, I can shoot really far.
Perfect. All right.
Okay.
Okay, well, let's say our goodbyes to Cedric and the crew.
Yep.
Wow, it's been so long that we've been with them. This feels weird.
It has been a kind of while since we met them for sure. That was so long ago.
Cedric and the crew say a very heartfelt goodbye. It seems as long for them from the time you walked in and first encountered them to saying we'll try to be back, and then you were back. Like there is a sense of gratitude that you feel coming from them, and Cedric being able to literally return home, not just figuratively being out of that torturous place, but literally being home, being in the place that he feels he belongs, is very heartfelt when he says goodbye. Little child kind of tugs on you like, are you sure you have to go? You could stay.
We have to go to make sure that everybody here stays safe.
But how will
But-
you keep us safe if you're not here?
Well, I'm keeping you safe from other dangers that are farther away. But
Okay.
you've got everybody here. They'll take care of you.
Okay. Just very innocently accepts what you say.
Yeah. Vantalord and or Rihu or Raja, do we have a map, Rory? I just realized. Didn't we get a map?
You actually have
okay.
a couple maps.
Yeah, because the what's his name, captain of the guard guy gave us a map. Vantalord, can you kind of show me where Dovik's Pass is? Like where mark it? Maybe it's marked on the map.
Yeah, I can definitely do that. So let's see here. Looking down, we're right here, and I start tracing with where my hand is, or on the map, and I circle down that area. Like I said, it's about 700 miles away from here. It's very, very small. It's going to be very easy to miss, but it should be right here.
All right. I at least know the direction we're headed. Okay. Well, let's pack up. I'm gonna put the ring on Bear. We'll have him be the dummy, like the first tester. And I'm gonna try and coax him into the bag of holding, like, all right, go inside. You'll be safe inside here.
It doesn't seem like the bag would be big enough. But as he begins to approach it, it just expands. It's a weird combination of it expanding and him shrinking. And it just... And he goes in.
All right. I'm gonna try and pull him out.
You think about him and you reach in and you start to feel his whatever his hackles, and you pull him out.
He seems all good. All good. Oh, look it. Okay, guys, I think it's safe. All right, Bear, go back inside. Thank you.
He's in.
Raja, Riho, Mantor.
I'll go first.
Okay. Same weird paradox phenomenon. Rihu, you're a taller guy, and somehow you don't even have to crawl. It's as if when you walk to it, it gets larger, not to your height, but it's almost like you get sucked in through your feet. It gets a little bit bigger, and for you, it feels like you're just walking straight in.
Got it.
I'll go next then.
Same.
As I walk in, I look at him and go, if you see danger, don't be hesitant to land. Pull us out. We got to make sure you're safe too.
Yep.
Right before you step in, Vandalord, Mother Sarah runs up, catching you just at the last moment. In a brief moment, she puts her hand on your shoulder and says, basically kind of apologizing herself to her reaction to what she saw. And then following up with saying, there are places the light doesn't shine. However, as long as you search, you can still find it. And then she'll hand you a holy symbol of Pelor. And a flask with 3 uses of holy water.
I look at her, I give her a hug, and I go, I'm sorry for the way that I acted yesterday.
She says,
Yes.
darkness is heavy.
That's something I'm definitely learning.
She gives you a nod and she walks off.
I wonder if I can add that.
So does Vandalord then go in?
Yep.
Okay. So all 5 members, 6 with Montgomery.
Yes!
Is Montgomery alive? He has a plan. I guess he doesn't need to breathe. I think Raja forgot about Montgomery too.
So all 6 of them are in the bag, and
Oh no,
I need
just
to go
5.
back to the store.
Montgomery makes 6.
No, but Jubilee's not in the bag. Jubilee's outside.
Oh,
the
that's
bag.
right. Yes. 5.
Yeah, and then we'll go out to the outside the gates.
Okay.
And I'm gonna wild shape to a giant eagle.
Giant eagle. All right. So you and your size is, I mean, a regular eagle, right? 6-foot wingspan. You're massive inside. You're huge.
Yeah.
All right.
And I'm gonna like bend over a little bit for Jubilee to climb on my back.
Okay.
Woo! I'll climb on the best I can.
Couple feathers tugged here and there. You kind of squirm a little bit as she gets used to this, and she saddles up and.
And then I'm gonna take flight
All right.
towards Duvik Pass.
All right. How far?
I am a bird whisperer.
How far can a giant eagle fly?
Yeah, so we did some calculations
'Kay,
in
what'd you
our
find?
private chat, and essentially, without being exhausted and just
Mm-hmm.
flying straight, and also, I do have to recast wild shape on myself every 4 hours, so
So
I
you
would
gotta
have
stop
to
every-
land.
okay.
I would have to stop every 4 hours, but it will take me about 2.5 days. So
So
if we count today as like a half day, I
Okay.
think,
you can
ish.
only travel 8 hours a day,
yeah.
and
I
it's
think the speed.
700 miles.
Yes.
Yeah, we did all the math.
Yes, we did do the math.
Oh, so you're 4/8. We need out. It's
What did you
Well, we
base?
can just
Did you
go to our
base the
chat.
speed off of the flying speed of the eagle?
Yes.
What's the flying speed of the eagle? How much
80
movement per?
feet.
80
80
feet.
feet per movement, and then technically, if I was going not full sprint, but also
Mm-hmm.
using, let's say, half of that, right? So like 120 feet is what we saw online. I read at least many Reddit forums of people trying to discuss like what the.
So if it's
Yeah.
80 feet per
it's
round,
basically-
80
Right,
feet
so
per
like
6
sprinting,
seconds.
I could, like flying quickly, I could go 160. But if I was just going
Yeah.
at like
Right.
movement plus half of my action, let's say, then.
So
without
80
having to
feet
fully sprint.
per round for 10 rounds would be 800 feet. And then if you keep bringing that
It's
up,
really 120.
120.
Yeah, because movement is just right. Like my turn, technically, if we were in combat and I was an eagle, my turn is 80 feet of movement plus an action. I could dash as my
Gotcha.
action, which would be double that movement, right? So it'd be 160 feet. If I don't want to be exhausted,
Yep.
120.
Okay. How many days would they travel?
We also didn't know if your 700-mile estimate was as the bird flies or via path, because we figured that might be like the road that you have to take, but maybe it's actually less distance if we're flying, but that is totally DM discretion, of course.
Because 20
I
feet
know,
per
like-
second.
Yeah, I feel like normally when people are at least, you know, if they're talking about it back then, not today where there's roads that can get you everywhere, normally it's like what the actual distance it is that you're going to be traveling, which would be not flying. I don't think they assume you're flying there.
Right, right.
We broke Rory.
I know. Sorry,
Not yet.
Rory.
Not yet. You haven't. 120 feet times 10 for 10 rounds. That's a 1,200 feet. 7,200 feet in an hour. Or yeah, in an hour.
72,000.
72,000 feet in an hour. That's 13 and a half miles per hour. And that's 109 miles per day. So it'd take about 6.5 days.
Maybe. Did you only calculate? You said you only calculated 8 hours?
8 hours per day.
Is there a reason we have to only do 8 hours per day?
You can go more, just with standard rule set. If you move beyond 8 hours a day, which you can, you move into exhaustion.
Even as an animal.
that's calculating for like if you look at horses or foot travel or so then the animal becomes exhausted, not the rider. So you can, I mean, if you want to amp up the time that you get there. And how many wild shapes do you get per day?
4,
4.
I think. Let me see, actually. No. I get 2 per day. Sorry, 2 per short rest. So I could take an hour break anyways.
So you
Short
could
rest.
take the short rest, and you could push beyond 8 hours. You'll just move into exhaustion doing that.
Well, I don't know. I don't
guys
think we
have
have
call.
another choice. Well, everybody else is in a bag of holding right now, so...
So you could decide. Well, I mean, you could pull them out, but you could decide to go double speed and take 3 points of exhaustion to get there in 2 days. You could any version of that 1 point, 2 point, 3 points exhaustion. No points of exhaustion, get there in 6.5 days.
I don't know. Thoughts? Everybody, you all were part of the conversation.
This 3 points exhaustion is what, a -3 on any DC
Any
roll?
D20 takes a -3.
Well, how long would it take to recover that? Because we'd
3
be getting there
days.
4 days faster.
It would be 3 days of trying to recover, because then it's 3 long rests, right?
Yep. The other... that would almost force her, if my train of thought is that could almost force her into a healing roll and having her do what she can for healing, and then we would be the ones that'd be the attack heavy, because then that would save some of her DC rolls should we enter combat.
I mean, time is not on our side, right?
Time's not on our side.
It's a good song though.
Oh my gosh, bravo.
And I've got some healing stuff too.
Well, what I'm concerned about is if she's making an attack and she has 3 points of exhaustion, any DC 20 roll that she has, or any attack roll that she has where she rolls a D20, she has to subtract 3 from it. So if she's doing an attack and rolls a nat 20, well, technically she only rolled a 17. And then adding on whatever her modifier is. So that could, in combat, if she was doing a lot of attack rolling, that could potentially be very negative. Now, on the flip side is if she goes into if she decides that, you know, I'm going to play a support role of healing, then it won't affect her as negatively, but we would lose 1 person of damage, but we would gain a healer.
Yeah.
And as as me now sitting with an AC that I'm not going to say out loud because I don't want Rory to know it.
21.
Yeah, I know. It'd be up to me to make sure that she doesn't get hit. Which I have I don't mind doing it all. That's kind of what I was gearing for.
Ultimately, it's going to impact Cricket. So I think Cricket.
Yeah,
I would
it's up to you,
say it's
Cricket.
your decision, because I don't want to like hamper you for the rest of like the next few days because we made this decision.
Yep.
Well, I mean, we're gonna like stop for camp and stuff. I guess for now I'll plan to go full out and then see what happens.
Hey, wait a minute. Question: would she not recover any exhaustion while long resting during travel?
Hey, yeah, that's a good question. I could get exhausted this day, and then I would recover it the next day.
Yes.
I could push myself to exhaustion today.
So that's in the hint of, and it varies from 0 to 3. So without diving deep into, well, exactly where is that break at?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah,
You can
honestly,
decide.
Just yeah. We don't need to get into the
Right.
specifics, or you don't even need to justify. Just tell us like
You
what,
decide, Cricket,
what decisions
how many
do I have? Yeah.
you have the decision of 0, 1,
Uh-huh.
2, or 3 points of exhaustion.
Per day.
No. And that's why I said we don't need to get into like what is the exact breakdown.
Oh, okay.
But if you just think of it higher level, you can take no points of exhaustion, 6.5 days. 3 points of exhaustion, 2 days. Now in there, you can say, well, I'll take 1 point of exhaustion. I guess we got to break it down a little bit. 1 point, 2 points, 3 points. 3 points is 2 days. 2 points would be 4. 1 point would be 5. No points would be 6. So if you just work it backwards, right? One point of exhaustion will take you back to 5 days. 2 points will take you back to 1 point will take you back to 4. 2 points will take you back to 3. 3 points will take you back to 2. So if you take 1 point, you'll go back to 4 days till you get there. 2 points, 3 days. 3 points, 2 days.
I guess my question then, I need to decide now what speed I'm going to be flying all of the days, because I'm just anticipating. Maybe you are just planning to hand wave all of those days.
A little bit. If you guys want to
okay.
do any kind of like
I
campfire,
didn't know if. Yeah, I was just gonna say I didn't know if you were gonna make us like figure out. Long
There might be
resting
some-
and getting like
yeah.
attacked or something like that at night in the mountains or
a
something
little bit
like
of
that.
little bit of fast travel. If you guys want to do a
Okay.
campfire, you absolutely could do a campfire moment where you sit down and RP that. If you want to weave in any backstories, anything in those campfires, you can do that. If you want to take those moments, whether that's reaching out to the Raven Queen, talking to the souls, or reaching out to your deity, Vantalord, you could do that during a campfire session. If you want to skip the campfires, if you want to just go, you might have some weather impedance that happens, flying through winds and storms. So that might impact your fly time a little bit. Just be aware of weather. But ultimately, flying is dreaded in D&D because it removes almost all threats. So largely, it's safer minus
Okay.
weather,
Right.
right? And so yeah, you can pick how many days. You guys can all pick if you want to do any campfires, RP stuff or not, or if you just want to get there.
I'm fine with either.
I would say this is get there. I wanted to have some combat. Dang it.
Okay.
I'm fine with that too.
Rory could decide to attack us
Dragon.
anytime.
At least this campaign went at Dragon.
Yes.
That was terrible. I'm
so-
sorry.
It was.
How many points of exhaustion do you want to incur?
I'll just do all of them.
All 3 points. You'll get there in 2
Yeah.
days.
Yeah.
Okay. As far as weather goes, I'll roll a d20 and see how that impedes. If it's higher on my side, so closer to 20, the more weather impedance you have. So it's a 17. We'll say that will set you back a day with heavy thunderstorms, high winds, like it is in your face and blowing against you. Everyone stays safe. There's no actual physical threats, no attacks, but it does still set you back 1 day. So instead of getting there on 2 days, you get there 3 days.
Okay.
So that would make this now day 5. Correct? It's day 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Yep. Day
Right.
5.
Okay. All right.
Yep. So obviously, as we approach the general area where Dovix Pass is, I would say actually maybe that day, let's swap Jubilee and Vantalord, and then have Vantalord ride it instead.
Okay. on that final stretch in. Now, during that final stretch, you do notice that even though it's roughly afternoon, yeah, it's roughly the afternoon time. The sky is just dark. Like, this should be light, but it's not. It's very, very dark. But go ahead, Vantalord's riding.
Did she already get back? It's as we're riding back in, I'm pointing out, and there's that main entrance of the pass. Oh look, I see. That is quite the.
It looks like that's the plane of fire.
Yeah. I'm looking at that sun, and does it remind me of that last vision I had outside of the stronghold with that rising sun?
Mm-hmm. With the red
Yep.
sun. The red rising sun. When you approach the area, you do notice some elements. You still see Dovix Pass, and for this reason, Cricket, it's actually easier to see than you thought it was going to be. Vandalord was spot on. This is a small mining camp that was basically left vacant 80 years ago. So it's not hard to find, because as you roll closer to it, there are elements of fire, as well as just an eerie illumination that comes from this place. Vantalord, it's one that stands out from you. Memories pulling you tightly to the chamber when you first entered into the mine, and the essence of necromancy taking place. This is day 5.
I'm looking at this entire scene and as a dwarf, you can just see that shiver down his spine. Like, this is not a place I wanted to come back to, but this is definitely coming full circle.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, I'm still flying. Is there a spot that I see for us to kind of land? And if so, I will pick that spot. Maybe if Vantalor sees something and, like, points me towards the right direction, I can go there as well.
Yeah. As much as it looks like there's all this fire everywhere, there's plenty of places to land. It's more towards the entrance that you see more of it. Back further, I mean, especially if you land back in the actual village. So it's up to you guys. Do you land in the village, or do you land closer to the actual mine? Vantalord, you'd remember that this is about a half mile's difference.
Yep. Oh.
I'm just taking direction from Vantalord. Caw-caw!
I look down at Jubilee or Cricket, and I'm like, I think we need to land as close to the mine as possible, see if we can get the element of surprise.
Caw-caw!
But let's land about a quarter mile away from the mine. Let's get everyone out and let them know what we're seeing. And I point to an area it's like I said, about a quarter mile away from the main entrance, but it's still gonna have some tree cover, just so that way we can kind of come in from the side and hopefully not be seen. And then that way it's like a 5-minute walk or a 10-minute walk after everyone gets out and we get them all situated.
I land where he is pointed.
And you're able to. You see in an easily cleared space. Back here, it doesn't seem like there's been as much of an environmental transformation. And even as you guys approach and make your way along the hills or the crevices, it doesn't seem... It's actually kind of eerie how little resistance you've come across. But you're able to get all the way to this point. Within 100 feet or so, or 50 feet of the entrance to the mine. Is everyone out or is everyone still in?
I'm
Yeah, I would say if we just landed, then
Yeah.
oh yeah, a while
I was gonna
shake
take
back.
everyone out.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and take everybody out. Vantalord, did that fulfill your dreams of riding a hippogriff?
You know, that was fantastic. That was great. And I didn't ever think I'd ride a giant eagle or hippogriff,
Yeah.
let alone a giant eagle. Thanks for remembering me.
Yeah. Maybe someday we'll meet back up again with, I don't remember his name, but the hippogriff from the circus. Yeah, and we'll pull everybody out.
Okay.
I'm gonna leave Baron.
So
Bear
what?
only comes out when it.
Oh.
I'm gonna leave Baron. Bear only comes out when it's safe. He's too squishy. He's not leveling up as fast as us. He still only has 25 hit points.
Rihu, Raja, and Vantalord, all three of you recognize remnants of Dovex Pass. From flying over to landing between Dovex Pass and the village, or the mine and the village, it was eerily quiet even there. There was no torches, there seemed to be no life forms at the village. Approaching the mines, you guys start to see skulls and skeletons everywhere. Some in piles. Others just laying about. These blue necrotic type flames, and this weird occurrence of now fire, and even small streams of lava that pour down.
Why is it, did this place look like this when y'all were here before? Why is
No.
there lava?
Well, things have changed here quickly.
Should I be wearing my
Um,
infernal robes?
Well, the-
yup. Mm-hmm.
Dang it! I like
the
pants.
phylactery
I'm gonna
key
put the robes on.
be like a compass to the phylactery?
Well, isn't it just a key?
Yeah, but I don't know if it's like, because it's only for that one lock, or whatever it's needed for. But we need to find that key. I was just asking if it would act as sort of a compass.
Is
You
there
can
like a door
pull it out
here?
and try. You would have to get closer to see if there is.
There's no obvious like entrance though.
Oh, there's an obvious entrance. There's no,
Yeah.
especially for the other three, at least what you remember there to be, there was an obvious entrance. It looks like from back here, if you stand back from a mining shaft, you're going to roughly know where to enter it. You just don't see a door. And as far as you, Raja, I mean, you could pull it out and see if it's like a witching stick, if it's going to kind of tug you in the right direction. But you're just
Yeah.
unsure without doing that. What's that?
And then I'll do that.
Okay.
Then I'll do that.
Okay. At this point, kind of just waving it around, seeing if there's any kind of pull. It doesn't seem to be here. Like, it doesn't seem to tug you any direction where you're standing right now.
I look at Raja and I'm like, you should probably put that away. If a Matt's looking for that, I don't want her knowing who has it.
True.
Maybe we stick it in the bag.
True. I guess we don't actually know where she is right now, do we?
If we stick it in the bag and she doesn't know it's in there, then she can't pull it out.
Yes, throw that in the bag. Yep. Mm-hmm.
What if you swallow it as the giant eagle and then it's just in your stomach?
I don't want the key in my stomach. What if we need to get it out?
Yeah.
Oh.
What if she ends up passing it while human instead of eagle?
I don't want to pass it, Kitty.
True.
You swallow
We'll put it in the bag.
Put it in the bag.
Given the option between putting it in the bag of holding or making me eat it, I think we should put it in the bag of holding.
It should definitely go in the bag of holding.
I say we break it and then throw it in the bag of holding, so that way it's in multiple pieces.
But then what if we need
Well,
it?
do we need it?
Why would we need it? We don't want her having that key.
Well,
That's gonna be the
Gum Gum
easiest
sort
way-
of said something about the key was used to enter something, but I feel like that's different than what his brother told us about it being used for like a box.
Yeah, if Raja pickpocketed it off of a mat and it was in her pocket and she was protecting that thing, I don't want her having it. So
Right, but what
personally,
if we need it?
if it's for some sort of box,
But what if it's not for a box? What if it's to enter an area? I'm just saying maybe we leave
Okay,
it in the bag for now. We can break it later.
if-
I like that idea though.
I think you're onto something. If we first sign of trouble, I'm gonna break the key and then I'm gonna throw the pieces in the bag of holding. I want to make this difficult.
All right.
All right. So with that plan in place, the key in the bag, the 5 of you landing and approaching the entrance. Is that correct?
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
You approach. The landscape around you is fairly illuminated both by this necromantic fire as well as the land itself. You do approach, and sure enough, the entrance that was previously there is still there. As you get closer and closer, you do see, again, more skulls and skeletons that lay about. It's not hard to deduct that most likely the people in this area are likely the skeletons, let alone any taken from anywhere else. You see scratch marks and these thin, multi-striped, very much like Satari type of markings throughout the entrance. You see scorch marks. You see Jubilee. You especially are more sensitive to the presence of death. As you approach this area, the magnitude of what you are walking into. The idea of not just walking into a mine, but in some essence a tomb, living and thriving with necromantic power and a chilling reality of what might lie before you. With your hope being that you've arrived much, much faster. But the question being, is it fast enough? And that is where we'll end today's session.
We're ending early?
Yeah,
It's
early-ish.
3 minutes to 7.
7. Yeah.
We didn't push it to 7:15 this time.
Yeah.
So, with that, what are your guys's stars and wishes? And how was that session for you guys today? Kind of throwing in a little extra because we do got a little time we can play with. Are you happy to have moved forward?
Yes.
Yes.
We're done with shopping. Thank goodness.
And it'll be
I don't
a
mind
while
one or
till
two
we go
sessions,
back.
but
and we've all learned, never allow Raja to go into a shop that has a million magic items because we will never
Right.
leave.
Yeah.
yup.
Shiny.
He'll be trying to sell kidneys for magic items.
He's gonna become a slave again just because he wants magic items.
Be like Anakin Skywalker, where someone just sold him because of all the items. Oh my
I'll just
gosh.
sell Montgomery.
You forgot
sentient-
Montgomery existed until Rory brought him up to
No, Skylar brought it up to me a couple days ago.
He was like, hey,
Oh,
what about
Montgomery the Third. Oh. For those that don't know, Montgomery is a mushroom that we found in the temple. Oh, that is fantastic.
So, who would like to go first? Stars and wishes.
Well, since I didn't have much interaction today, why don't I just go first?
There you go.
It was a good session, but just not a lot that involved me personally. I will say Star. I'm gonna go with Bannerlord because I think the RP and everything that you were doing at the start, especially when we found out, obviously the name of the arch demon that we're that's kind of behind, that we think is behind a lot of this. That was really good with Jubilee. So Stars there, and then wishes. Oh, not to have to actually end up going to the plane of fire, but I do want to kill Lamont. So, but it kind of seems like the plane of fire has come to us. So we'll see what happens here.
All right.
I'm giving mine to Jubilee. Having the courage to come talk to an angry dwarf that is in a tavern drinking is definitely crazy. It was fantastic.
I just played myself for that.
I couldn't tell at all. No, that made for some really good
Ventilord,
RPs.
do you need a therapy session?
Yeah.
No, I'm good. Now, okay, Vantilord may need a therapy session. Tom is good.
Jubilee came in like, oh, I'm gonna be cute and funny about this. Just kidding. Taylor's gonna professionally try to counsel his Dungeons and Dragons character.
Yeah, that was great.
It was great.
Wish I want to land the killing blow on a mat. I really do. Now that's probably not
I'm
gonna
sure
happen.
you do.
Vantilord must kill her.
And he is suddenly overtaken by that evil force and becomes the Lich
Yeah.
himself.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't say that.
Vantilord gets pulled to the sixth circle.
And Jubilee, how about you?
I'm giving my star to Vantilord for being open to having a conversation with Jubilee about all of his struggles and stuff, because he's not the most forward about his emotions. He likes to keep them all locked up, so
That's
that
not
was a
Tom
big
in real
deal
life.
for him. And then my wish is I just want to know more about Glacia.
Yeah, I agree with her on that one.
I gotta admit, I said this earlier, but the face that Katie, Taylor, and Ryder had, I'd imagine the three of you were looking, like, waiting to hit enter, looking it up.
Yeah,
I was
Googled
literally,
it, and
I
like,
was typing D&D deities, and as you were spelling, I was like GLA, and I was like, are any autofilling?
Well, the first thing that came up, I searched it, and it started bringing up like all of these like real life, like mythological demons, and I was like, huh? So then I had to look up Glacia D&D, and then like her whole thing came up.
Oh, I just looked up Glacia and your saying came up. Was like, it's like her quote, and then it said just the archdemon of whatever the A word was, but it was taking it from a mythological aspect. So it's not just D&D. It's just
Most D&D comes
a
from
normal.
Other
mythologies. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, and there was definitely a tie in there with her rebellion against Asmodeus and your rebellion against your father.
I couldn't tell at all.
Yeah, not at all, right? Raja.
My star will probably go to Cricket for, depending on how the scenario goes, giving up her life for the quickness of speed timing. Because now she's got 3 points of exhaustion going into
Yep.
a mini plane of fire.
Yep.
This is what it's looking like now. It was just a cave when we were there, but
Yep.
you know, got a little upgrade. And then my wish is that we don't die. Is a big one. I don't even care if she becomes the Lich or not. But I think if she becomes that Lich, I'm gonna just turn around and walk away because if she's gonna be worse than Vecna, I ain't got no chance staying there. I just leave, say peace. Let me know when you get to the other side of the world.
I mean, that's kind of what what's his name in the vault says. Like, I'll just tuck away for a little while. All things pass.
Yeah.
I do want you guys to know that the choice you made to expedite your way here does have an impact. So it's not without impact. It's just to where in that scale, because there's a timeline you guys are racing against. So you did accelerate that. So there's a I'll say a positive impact.
Our other option of like horseback was like what, 2 weeks?
That would have been a long time.
Yeah, it was like 2.5 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah. You did, now that you're here already, I'll go ahead and say this. You did have the ability to teleport to the Plane of Fire and teleport to Dovek's Pass all in one day.
We figured that would use up the tuning forks.
It would. It
Yeah.
would. It's a trade-off.
Yeah, we were trying to not use the tuning forks unless we had to.
Right. Which is respectable.
So-
I mean, you guys might still go there, so now you still have them. And you still expedited your way here, so it's super creative. The eagle thing was great, right? You avoided so much by flying here. So,
Yeah,
Well
we
done.
talked about that, what, about 5-6 weeks ago?
Literally, yeah. It was like
Yeah.
when we were first talking about what we want to do. So yeah, like
Yeah.
like a
It was
month
a
and a
lot of
half ago.
internal-
Yeah.
Yeah.
well
a lot
done.
of conversation.
Well done. Cricket.
Our goal was to throw you off, though.
Yeah. I don't think we threw him off. I think he knew.
I mean, you gotta do, there's a lot of options, but
I know.
it's like, I mean, really, I just
you weren't
had,
surprised at all.
I just
Tom
had,
cut-
And it's not like I tell you. I don't even check my Discord.
yeah, no kidding, right?
Tom kept saying like, I can't wait to see Rory's face.
Yes.
We've
I will love that.
done calculated travel with them before, and I just use ChatGPT and like D&D, Eagle Fly, distance, and it just quickly did the math. But very, very creative, very smart. Cricket, what is your star and wish?
I'm gonna give my star to Jubilee also for pushing Vantalord. And I think like turning it into a therapy session. That was very fun to watch. And I think it was one of those things that was just like, obviously like big group discussions are fun, but I feel like sometimes having those like one-offs, especially between characters that have something in common, lead to even more meaningful or like deep conversation. So I feel like that was really cool to watch. My wish. Well, I wish that my points of exhaustion don't completely ruin my ability to help or do anything. I have a lot of things that I think don't rely on that I can still do to help, but yeah, I don't want to feel like I'm useless for whatever comes next.
I mean, you could still hunker down for 3 days.
We could. That doesn't seem wise.
So now that we've gone through that, we have just a couple more minutes. So the two of you joined at the circus, which was at Wood's Edge, which is 10 days. southwest of here. You guys have traveled up north into the swamp, over to the Druid Temple, and then down to Northern Lights. All that was up in the same area. Now you're back down where Raja, Vantalord, and Rihu first started. They started at Augsburg, which is a day away. They traveled here, or 3 days. They traveled here, and now you're back here. So whether it's OOC, real life, it's been 1 to 2 years or whatever it is. Where are you guys at?
2 years. It's been 2 years since they were back in this exact spot.
Yeah. Yep.
It does not feel like that long.
No.
I mean, it's not been 2 years for me, but it's been a year and a half.
Yeah.
It's also funny just because, like, in character, I don't remember the circus or getting to the swamp. I just remember the swamp.
That's true.
Uh-huh.
So I haven't actually traveled that much.
I mean, we still teleported, though, from the swamp. I guess not teleported, but from the swamp to the Druid place.
For this exact situation, it feels very full circle because it's kind of like ending where we started, if that makes sense. Or I mean, maybe it's not ending here, but at least it's bringing us back to where we first encountered the Satari and all, and had our first real fights.
Yeah.
I should note as a group, because our characters have obviously had other fights in their lives outside of this.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, obviously us playing this game.
Oh.
Yeah, Vantalor's not liking this memory at all, because, like I say, he almost died here, session 3 to a Satari, as Raja's trying to pry him off, doing damage to the Satari, and literally killing Vantalord in the process. Because, out of character, any damage that you do to the Satari after they attach to you, Raja did 6 points of damage to the Satari, and the Satari in turn did 6 points of damage to me. I was down to -9 HP, to the point where dead, and I've got a Constitution of 0 at this point.
Yeah, it was close.
Yeah, it was
close.
3 sessions and almost lost Vantalord, and it wasn't until Father Samuel sprinkled holy water on it that the Satari finally decided to come off. It's Vantalord's looking at this going, I just want to kill whoever started this thing, because these little dinkuses, almost killed me.
These dinkuses.
Yeah, family-friendly stream. I'm trying not to use profanities.
I feel like dinkus is too kind of a word for them.
Yes, exactly. But yeah, so Vantalord is I want to end this right here, right now. Bad memories.
Yup. And you guys, I know Ryder was making the comment the other day when I went over to see him. It's just after 2 years of playing, he's like, I think I'd build my monk differently now.
Yeah.
Just after playing it for so long, you start to learn different things, ins and outs, and
I just got really lucky that my bard died to let my warlock run.
imagine you still with your whip right now.
Yeah, right.
Oh no, playing
be
a xylophone in the corner. Just don't ask me to do anything. I'll just play along here.
What's so funny though is I have played medium level bards around what we are, and bards have some crazy cool spells when you get up higher.
They do. I think it was the combination of being Pathfinder and D&D that the spells were so different.
Yeah.
That if I had left Jubilee as a bard coming back, but because I had made the pact with the Raven Queen to come back, I had to take Warlock, which I'm never mad about. Warlock is by far my favorite class to play, as I'm sure you can all tell.
Couldn't tell at all.
But just I would have built Jubilee differently for sure. If I knew what I knew now, which obviously I never would have, because I built her as a bard to be a literal circus clown.
Yeah.
But Warlock clown is scary and disturbing.
honestly, like demon possessed clown, which is kind of the vibe that Warlock Jubilee has, is a much more accurate
It's somehow
circus
more
clown.
fitting. Yeah.
It is, honestly, it is more accurate. Well, especially because warlocks still use charisma, so
Yeah.
it's like whether you're a warlock or a bard, like honestly, clowns should be warlocks because they are. All, I
Quite
mean,
evil.
like, yeah, they're like
Yeah.
creepy, like, yeah.
One, I'd say the only thing that I find like knowing what I've seen now, I wish I would have done my original points for Vantalord differently. Even though like I rolled super low, I think I probably would have swapped where like the charisma was into the Constitution, because like I rolled when we first made this, I rolled an 11, and and like super low. If I had known now what I did about Paladins, 2 years ago, I probably would have put those numbers in different spots. But being that that whole coming from the king side, that's the reason why I put them all into why I put them into charisma, having that diplomacy. Well, how much have I really used it? Way to go, Tom. I would have done it more in a Constitution, or that dexterity of 10. I rolled a flat 10. That's the reason why Vantalord in the Pathfinder couldn't swim. I had a -8 to swimming.
Yeah, but that all made for fun stuff,
Yeah,
Like-
honestly,
It was hilarious.
Like from
Flaws
Vantalord
are
not being
more
able to
fun
swim,
anyways.
Skylar's
Oh.
personality of just collect everything.
Yes.
I like that you just say Skylar's personality. Like we're like, oh yeah, flaws are fun, and then you just say
Skylar's personality. Is like, let's collect that lizard. Wait, let's kill that and collect that one too.
Yeah,
Hey, let's
yeah.
put a Satari in my bag. I actually was a little
Skylar
surprised.
Is never allowed. Raja is never allowed to have the bag of holding. Literally.
No.
never.
So much
Never.
stuff would go in there.
Yeah.
all of the stuff
Like
would
that,
go
like
in
that
there.
trinket, like kid when a kid comes back from anything and they suddenly just empty
my
their
God.
pockets and there's like a cigarette butt and like random chewed gum and a
I
leaf
could see-
and rocks.
I could see him role playing. Like, imagine, right? Because he had Raja try to jump through that hole with a mat, right? Like,
Yeah.
he takes constant risks, right? And there's at some point there's a danger to some of those risks that he takes. I can see him like taking that bag of holding and like taunting a Satari, like come, gotcha, and like catching it in the bag and yep, you're stuck in there now. Gotcha, got another one.
We don't need that.
Oh, that's
we don't need that.
And then
but
just
just
unleash
die.
them for my own lich.
Yeah,
hunt.
right.
Exactly. Exactly.
I am a little surprised you guys didn't use the eggs to teleport back.
we didn't have nowhere another
There's no
teleportation ring
circle.
was.
Yeah.
We've only come across that one.
Right.
The two, but
And-
yes,
But
the swamp and
the swamp
Yeah.
got
And
us all
Woods
turned
Edge.
around.
The
And
swamp
Woods
and
Edge.
Woods Edge. Yeah.
Yep.
The swamp was a couple days away though too, wasn't it?
Yeah,
it
well,
would have
yeah.
been
once
a
we're in the
2-day.
swamp-
From Northern Lights
Yeah.
to that one, it would have been a couple days. I mean, the route you took that's why I said creative and well thought out.
I think the hard part is when we were going through the swamp, we all got so turned around of where we were at that we could have gotten really lost and been there for weeks.
Yes, that would have been a
Well,
real possibility.
Don't mean to be
awesome.
a downer here.
I
but
knew
you're
where
gonna
I
get
was
going.
going.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you all. Oh man, let's quickly.
It's
I
after
forgot.
7:15.
Oh, ho, ho, ho.
Wow.
Yes, quickly do that thing, Tom, and then I'll
Yep.
I'll prep the thing that I always forget to prep.
Oh, that's funny. Well, if you're watching and have not followed, even though we've been doing this now for 44 sessions for Fall of Red Dawn, oh man. What are you guys doing? Come on here. If you followed, not subscribed, if you subscribed and your subscription has lapsed, and finally, if you are currently subscribed but not part of our fantastic Discord community that we're trying to get as active as possible, we have one question for you tonight.
What are you doing?
Hey,
Oh, damn.
So horribly timed.
I did my best to time it for you.
And we're